I do too. All right, and we are live. What is going on, everybody? It is me, Slightly Bitta, aka Dylan, and I am back with my lovely co-host Keisha to spill all the tea, all the shade, and all the pink lemonade of Big Brother 28. We've been gone for a little bit, but we kind of figured that it would be better to do an episode tonight, anyways, because so much has been going down in the Big Brother house. So we're getting into all of it, and we're not sugarcoating any of it.
Not today.
So, last time we spoke was on Sunday, when at that time the diamond veto had just been used, and Kamu went on the block against Thog and Angela. And who would have thunk that week would have turned out the way that it did, with the blockbuster and the eviction? Like, what did you think of all of that? Let's start there.
Um, Hi everyone. Okay, so let me just say this. Isn't it convenient that the one competition that Angela had been talking about, how she knew how to work the system because Tucker told her the trick, just happened to be the one competition that they gave Angela to play?
I know I've seen a lot of people talking about that.
I said that last night. I was like, you're kidding. When I saw the clip on Instagram from Julie, I said, oh, okay, producers, if you cannot say any clearer that you guys are trying to make sure that the icons get to the end, like anyone that doesn't see it is delusional.
My thing, so so maybe I'm delusional, but I think, yes, I do think they put this in because it's something that Angela didn't do it, but it was on Angela's season, and we have seen it in the past when uh one of my favorite memories is Paul on Big Brother 19. They literally put a challenge in that they had never done on the show before except for Over the Top, and he was there to host it on Over the Top. So he got to
Mm-hmm.
figure out the strategy for it on Over the Top. It was
Mm-hmm.
that the thing where they had to kick and then punch and like all, like it was the only time. So
Oh yeah.
he had the unfair advantage of that. So I think that they waited for Angela to get on the block to do this. I don't. I think that they had it pre-planned. Do I
Dylan.
think that they kept it in knowing that she might go on the block and they might need it? Absolutely.
Dylan.
That's my
She
thoughts.
she literally for the past week, actually 2 weeks, has been talking to Haley about how Tucker told her how to win this specific comp and how she hopes it's this comp, how she's pretty sure it's going to be this comp, and how to win that comp. To sit on the ground, to cover the vents. She literally had been talking about it for 2 weeks. You don't think the
I
producers were listening to that shit?
Listen, I totally understand that, but the reason why I don't think it was put in for her to win is because, number one, she spilled the beans on how to win it to Thog and to Kamu, and they
No,
just
she only said it to Haley, and
but
Haley
the
doesn't pay attention.
but Haley's told Kamu about it, so they
Correct.
all knew what to do. It's just those two chose not to do it for whatever reason,
Because they don't listen to Nobody listens to Angela.
which is stupid because you really should be listening to her. At least take it in,
And
take it
but
with a
Kama
grain of
was
salt.
so close, but he lost. So we are where we are. But again, I just feel like it's very convenient
I
that the
feel
one
like
time Angela's on the block is the one time they give her the exact and only comp she wanted to play.
I feel like if they wanted Angela to win it, they would give Angela something she had won before. And what I was expecting it to be is, remember that janky veto week, and she won that, like, that the puzzle with the peppermints put in there.
Yeah, I don't think they would have done that because that would have been way too obvious
Too
that they
obvious.
gave her something she's already won. So the next best thing is the competition she's been talking about for weeks.
Still, it would have been, if I was on a producer standpoint and I didn't want Angela to go, I would not put in there a physical challenge of any kind because like a physical challenge, even if you know the strategy going against Kamu and Thog, like I would not place my bets on her. And I mean, did Kamu and Haley do good? Like, I mean, Kamu, yeah, he was close, but Angela smoked them. Like,
Yeah,
she was far ahead of them. And I
yeah,
that's where what we have been saying this whole season that number one, vets are always going to have an advantage over newbies. That's
yeah.
why putting vets and newbies together
It's
isn't
gross.
it's not it's never going to be fair. You know,
No.
I have enjoyed vet and newbie seasons like Big Brother 13 I thought was good. 18 was all right, 14 was all right. So I don't mind mixed seasons. I feel like it should be half and half only because that way like when you only have like one or two veterans in there, one veteran can like oh, I know more than all of you and like oh, look up to me or and it's very easy for the producers to focus on saving that one player whereas they can't manage all the other ones. And then if there's only like two or three, then they have to by default work together, like the icons this time. But if there's eight, we saw in Big Brother Canada five, Ika and Netta were going after each other. Like the vets all like cannibalized each other. But um, I was talking of oh fuck, I got off my train of thought.
What else is new?
Fuck, what
Welcome
was I saying?
everyone to Dylan.
Yeah, but what was it with Angela? Um, oh, that vets. I was saying vets have an advantage regardless, but oh, I know what I was saying. So Angela was gonna have an advantage regardless because she's a vet, but
Hmm.
it's on Thog and Kamu for not watching the show that they signed up for. How many weeks have we been saying this,
I
Keisha?
agree. I agree.
It's
I
very
agree.
obvious to me that except for the two brown nosers, Barrett and Drew, these
Right.
people didn't do any studying. They didn't go back and watch. We have seen they reuse competitions. So many competitions this season are the same as past. It's just they put a fresh coat of paint on it and said, "Oh,
Right.
we're going to disco week. Oh, we're time traveling back to a poop world." Like that's
No,
all
girl.
that's all they did. So if you had
Yes.
watched Angela's season, you would have seen that this was the comp. And then if you had watched it, you'd see, oh, Tucker won this way. Like, let me remember that because I might find my ass on the block and I might need to win.
Yeah.
So,
Listen, I don't know. We can't get into their wonky brains, but here we are. Um, but yeah, that's my feeling on it.
mhm.
Leading up to it though, I'm still I don't understand how Josh and Taylor are literally and Kamu are literally saying how they don't trust Drew and Barrett. How Drew and Barrett went and threw their little meeting under the bus. How Barrett is their little mole. How they see all this happening and they still thought that Barrett and Drew were going to be with them. Like I don't understand.
Because they're morons. They're morons.
I don't get it.
People are saying they want Yash to stay in the game. Um, and I know the whole reason that they wanted Kamu to stay and that they want Yash to stay has nothing to do with those two. It's because they're with Taylor and Lala. And
Right.
more so that they're with Taylor. My thing is, I don't want stupid players in the game. I don't want
And they
people to
all
go
should
for it.
go home. All of them
I
should go home.
I do want them all to go home.
Can we just call it a wrap of a season? Because it's like,
I want Barrett to go home. If I didn't know Drew before this show, I would want his ass to go home. Um, I'm Melody and Mallory. I'm like, you guys see what's happening, but you're not doing a whole lot about it. So I don't know how much longer I can like keep wanting you to stay. Um, but then it's like even like Rick Devens is doing shit that's not good for his game. Like you ruined your relationship with Yash, for D, and I don't think D could really give a shit about him, to be honest with you. Um,
no, she's setting herself up right now to make it to the end. She's more than likely not going to make it there, but she's working Barrett to make sure that he takes her over those two, and he will.
Yeah. No, I
And they
think,
don't see
yeah.
it. And those two
Well,
don't even see it.
he made a good move by, I mean, if y'all didn't hear, he just accepted a bribe for
Ugh.
$5,000.
Oh,
Yash.
Yosh. I don't think he. Okay, so we've skipped way ahead to today, right? Okay, it was a bribe, but a threat.
I know.
So like he kind of had no choice but to take it. Like, what was
Yeah, I
he
know.
gonna say? No, she was gonna put him on the block. So
Yeah, I
like
know.
he
D
just
actually, I was kind of impressed by D because D, I thought both of her ideas were very smart. Her first idea was Yash, and basically saying the next time you win HOH, you can't put any icon up. My thing is, well, what if he doesn't win HOH until like the final five, and it's just you guys there? Like he has no choice but to go back on his word. Like,
but he can't.
yeah, he can't. So I don't know how that's gonna work. But I didn't think the bribe was it worked that way. I didn't think that the bribe could be like, oh, your next HOH, or oh, for like, what if you just bribed him to say for the rest of the season you can't put me on the block?
So from what I heard, production told her she couldn't do like that. It's like a specific, like it has to be specific.
Yeah,
And so if he was, the problem is that he's in with everybody else. So if he wins HOH and doesn't put them up, he has to put up his friends.
yeah, I know.
And his friends are now going to be like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
And it's like,
it's
but again,
fucked.
she put him in a pickle.
He had to do it, and if he says anything, he has to be honest. I
Yeah.
thought though that the Mallory, what she was going to do to Mallory. So what she was going to do to Mallory was say, hey, I'm gonna do you a favor. I don't really need this $5,000, so I just kind of want to lock in that we're really working together. So if I give you this $5,000, you can't put any icons up on your next HOH, and because the $5,000 to me, $5,000 ain't shit for a $750,000 game. So I feel like using it to save yourself from the block when someone's already HOH, you have pretty much no leverage, and that's why it didn't work. And I wouldn't have even thought about what she, ended up doing. It's like you're in the position of power. Like you can basically just use it as a bargaining chip to guarantee yourself safety next time. Um, and what she was saying was that if Mallory doesn't accept this, then by Mallory, we're putting you on, you're gonna go home and we're gonna target
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, it's a threat, which is what her plan was, to use it as a weapon, but disguise it as a prize.
Yes.
So it's
Yeah.
like, and she did it to both of them. She was going to do it to both of them. And it's like, either you do this or your ass is grass, or you take this money and your ass is still grass, because at the end of the day, you are going to screw yourself with everybody else, all while protecting us.
And there's a very good chance that since they're not going to get Yash out this week, there's a very good chance that Yash wins the next HOH. And now, if he wins the next HOH, he has no choice but to go after FAP.
Yeah. And so this is the way that they're trying to play it, is that now he won't want to win.
Yeah, he won't want to win.
He won't want to win because then he has to take out his friends. And that makes it easier for them to win competitions now, because he's not playing at his best.
Well, he should want to win because next week would be the only week where he could be HOH and not put up his friends. He's got three, because if they end up going after Drew this week, which I'm hearing that might be what they're doing, then there'll be
Yeah,
three FAP members left in there. You can't put up the icons, so you got to put up the FAP members, and you have Thog as a backup, which
correct.
you shouldn't want to get rid of Thog, but you at least have Thog as a backup.
To put on the block.
Yeah,
Yeah, you can't get rid of you can't he can't get rid of
Taylor Alala.
those. He can't put up the icons, but he could put up a melody,
Hmm.
or not even. He could put up Drew. If Drew stays, he could put up Drew. He could
Hmm.
put up Barrett and he could put up Thog, and he'll still not be in trouble.
Exactly. So
So
I
next week would be the only time to win, and then after that, you don't owe those icons shit.
I really feel like it would have been a better move to just use your to use this power on Mallory since you're trying to keep her. And then Yash should be gone because Yash has come close to winning HOH numerous amounts of times, and he's won an HOH and a veto and a blockbuster. I want to say he's the only person in the house that has won one of each. So
Correct.
you should want to get him the fuck out of here. And then you've got Taylor, who Taylor only won the the toxic game, which is still impressive, but she hasn't won anything physical or mental.
Correct.
Lala and Lala, who Lala has been dog shit at everything except for the wall competition. And it would
Correct.
be,
Brute
and then
strength.
I would get rid of Yash, and then Taylor and Lala, I don't give a fuck about them. I would leave them alone. Let them go to jury because I think they would make a rational decision on a vote. Whereas if you have all of FAP there, I think FAP would vote for whoever they like the best.
Well, all they've been talking about is how they can't stand Lala and they can't stand Taylor, and they don't want to have to deal with them in the jury house, and it would piss them off.
Yeah.
And it's just like, sounds personal to me.
Yeah.
Doesn't
So
just sound like game. It sounds personal.
we should talk about that. So the big thing on Twitter um has been the treatment of Taylor and Lala, but specifically Taylor over the last week or so. And I mean for really since the whole season, but especially the last couple of days. I've had like my opinions on it. I've posted stuff like on both sides. What I truly feel is that this is the fault of the way they casted this season because when you have a house that is predominantly white, and I had someone mad at me because I called Drew a white Latino. It's like race is one thing, ethnicity is another thing. Like I am a white Jew, okay? I would never say that I'm like a POC because I'm a Jewish person, okay? Um, but but with the 50% mandate that was put into place, they qualify white Latinos as being part of that. And when you have only like what four dark skinned people in a cast of 17, like there's bound to be a divide like what has ended up happening, which is now that you have all of the white people in one alliance and all of the, black people in the other alliance. And as we have seen in season after season after season, when people get drunk with fucking power and they get into this us versus them mentality, they start saying really rude and, ugly shit, especially when you're watching it from an outside perspective and you're only seeing, a tweet update of it and you have people posting all of the ugly shit that they're saying about each other. Um, it's just where I like take a bit of pause is more so that is number one when they're getting called aggressive. I think
Yeah.
that you need there's like I think you need to be woke on that. People hate that word, but that's something that people should be woke on, that you really shouldn't be calling a black person aggressive because there's so much weight behind that. But number two, that so the aggressive is the first thing. But number two, the fact that Angela can literally scream at the top of her lungs, "Fuck you, Haley! Fuck you, bitch!" And it's like nothing. But then
Correct.
Lala has what I found to be a hilarious exchange with Haley.
Didn't even
Basically,
raise her voice.
no, exactly. And she just was matching her energy. And everybody, including Taylor and Yash. But I kind of understand Taylor and Yash because they were just worrying about their game. They were telling her to shut the fuck up because she was ruining their game. But it's like all of them are acting like Lala is some monster that's like gonna explode any second. And I'm like,
Correct.
Lala might be a little petty, like, oh, congratulations, guys. But Lala has never shown herself to be explosive. So it's like that to me is where I see unconscious bias in this cast more than anything else. But what do you think about it?
Lala is a passive aggressive, just like Haley is,
Hmm.
just like Angela can be, just
Yes.
like Dee can be.
Mm.
Very passive aggressive, right? But because it's Lala, all of a sudden it's a bigger deal.
Mm.
When has Taylor ever been aggressive towards anybody other than Lala?
Never.
Never. And Taylor's aggressive to Lala in private,
Yeah.
right?
Which I do
So,
appreciate. That's being a good
right.
friend.
So the fact that people that they in the house have been saying such nasty things about them, and I get it, like I've seen some recappers talking about like it's Big Brother, like that's what they say in Big Brother, like that's how they play that in the game of Big Brother. Yes and no, because the people
Mm.
who in past seasons who've been as nasty and disrespectful as this is becoming have been hated individuals on that cast.
Mm.
Okay, so you don't want to say that it's okay behavior for them to say we just want Lala. Well, I guess we'll put Lala in the jury house so she can cook and clean for us.
Which is an insane thing to say. And
Sounds
this
crazy as hell.
and
Okay,
this is again where not like being ignorant and not understanding like the stereotype that you're making Lala out to be like is really
and
where you're losing the plot.
and listen, I get it. Like nobody makes Taylor and Lala cook and clean in the house. They do that
Mhm.
because that's just who they are as people,
Yeah.
right? They cook, they clean. No one's making them do that. People who are saying that, oh, they're making that, no one's making them do that. They are
Yeah.
choosing to do that. Taylor does it because she needs something to distract herself and she's bored. They like to cook for people because that's their way of showing their love for people is to cook for them, right?
Yeah.
But when you make a statement like that, that's just a nasty thing to say, right? Because
Yeah.
you're looking at them as now the help, right?
Exactly.
And then for you to say Drew and Angela to have a conversation and say, um, oh, they're gonna blow up on Mallory and Melody, and they better not get in their faces. And then Angela's over here talking about, I will stand in between them and I won't let them talk to them. When has Taylor ever said anything to blown up in anyone's face the whole time you guys have been there?
No,
He's
I
never
mean
not once. So for
Yasha's
you,
whole HOH got hijacked by a bullshit power, and him, Lala, and Taylor all just
didn't say
like
shit.
they just like laughed and they went along with it. Like,
They didn't say shit. So
yeah,
for you to like put out that narrative that, oh, these scary women are going to come and attack these sweet, innocent little girls, and I'm going to have to stand in between and protect them, like, don't do that.
yeah,
Don't do that. Like, that's just so disrespectful because you know for a fact that they've never done nothing like that. And Angela, shame on you, because the only reason that Lala even got into it with Haley was because she was defending your crybaby ass,
mm-hmm,
who just cussed her out to the filth. And she was defending you because she didn't feel like you were being treated well. So,
yeah,
as your friend, she was defending you. And you're going to use that as a reason and as a weapon to say that she's aggressive and that she's going to attack Mallory and Melody for not voting their way. Like that
this,
type of conversation
yeah,
is just disgusting. And then Devins today was like, he's been saying stuff about Taylor, like, oh my God, I'm so sick of her. I can't stand hearing her voice. And like, oh my God, like, I can't take it. Like, I just want to send them home. Like, when do you say that about Angela when her and Dee are freaking putting Doritos in your bed and laughing at the top of their lungs while you're sleeping? It's okay because those are your friends, and it's not okay because you want to make those two people your enemy. Like,
that's
I
yeah,
get Big Brother, but also all this stuff seems very personal to me. And it's like
well,
personal
yeah,
and game are two separate things.
hmm.
And the way that you people are talking about Taylor and Lala, it's just giving gross and disrespectful.
Well,
People,
it just shows their character. What I find interesting about Survivor and Big Brother is it's very reminiscent of the I don't remember the name of it, but it's like that prison experiment where they took a bunch of college kids, college boys, and they made half of them prisoners, half of them officers, and you saw how mad with power the ones with the officers were, and they completely mistreated the inmates. So what I think is going on is I think that some of the underlying issues of like the personalities of like Drew and Angela and Dee and Devins, et cetera, are being exposed in this situation. And the unfortunate side of it is that the house is divided by race right now. So they're talking all this shit about the only black people in the house, specifically one of two black women in the house. So it's like what I feel is I don't I don't think that they're racist.
no.
I think that what it is that they're ignorant and they're not seeing the bigger picture. Like if I was in the house, and I know I would think this way because I distinctly remember the white majority in Beast Games. It was all the white men and the MAGA women that were following this Christian cult that was going on or whatever, and they were going around literally to women in hijabs saying, "Come to Bible study with us." Like that made me uncomfortable, and I actively pushed for more minorities to get through to the top 60 island because I didn't want to be part of a show where we have 2,000 people and you have only white people in the top 60, which ended up happening in the second season. But I would be very cognizant of the fact, like, guys, we are all the white people in the house on one side, and all the black people and the Indian, all the darker skinned people in the house are on the other side. Watch what the fuck you say, because you might say some shit that sounds real, number one, really horrible out of context, and number two, you might say something that comes off racist. Like what you were saying about Lala, when they were saying how they're gonna get like Lala to be in the jury house to like cook for them and like clean for them and all this shit. It's like you're trying to paint her as like a mammy stereotype, like she's gonna be your slave. And that might I don't think that's what any of them mean,
No.
but it's like that's how it fucking comes off. Like you got to be woke, as people would say, or a little more cognizant about these things, especially when you're on national television and every single thing that you are saying is being recorded.
Yeah. So I see all the stuff about people saying that they're racist. Honestly, I don't think they are.
Yeah.
I don't think they are. I just think they're stupid. And they say stupid shit and they're around their friends and their friends are rah, rah, rah. So let's all just jump in and say stupid shit together.
Yes.
Problem is, so we had to take these classes for work. And one of the classes is called unconscious bias.
Yes.
And you have to take this class and you, as you're watching the interaction, you see and you hear that people say and do things because that's what they've always said and done. And people around them in their lives have always said and done it. And they don't even realize that it's hurtful to somebody else.
That's why I use the word ignorant instead of racist, because it just is giving me ignorant. Like the fact that
Correct.
it wouldn't come to your mind that, oh, maybe I shouldn't be saying that the black woman should go to jury to cook and clean for us for free.
Correct.
Maybe I shouldn't say that. Like and you know what, Keisha, they all take that harassment training before they go into the show.
So I'm going to say this too. I blame production for the simple fact of how about you stop casting people who would all be friends in real life?
Eh,
Because
Thank
that
you.
that group that's all together right now that's talking ignorant and stupid are all people who would be friends in real life. So they
Yes.
automatically link up and they feel like they're out in the streets with their friends talking stupid and forget
Mm,
that the cameras are around her. And a lot of them don't realize that the cameras are always on. Yes, there's times where in
crazy.
between that the cameras aren't on because of, they whatever. But majority of the time, the shit that you're saying, people are screen grabbing this.
Yeah.
And when you get out of the house, people are going to throw this shit in your face. And you're going to be like, it was out of context. Oh, I didn't mean it like that. It doesn't matter because now it's on the
Yeah.
freaking internet forever. And people are going to bring this up and they're going to remind you that you said this stupid ass shit because you were feeling comfortable with your friends around you instead of
Hmm.
understanding, like, wait, maybe we shouldn't be saying that. Like,
You got to think of how things look because
my
it's
life.
one thing to do what Evil Dick did, where Evil Dick is going around to this house and, talking all this shit and getting people's faces, whatever. But it's like a whole nother thing when you start saying stuff that can be perceived as like racist. And I'm so glad that you were saying all that, Keisha, because I was talking to one of actually my longtime friends from the org world. I hadn't seen her in a minute, but I had made a post uh retweeting someone that was saying anyone that supports Drew is a racist or blah 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 blah. And
No.
and she replied to it basically saying like, well, like how do you explain, all the stuff he's saying? And my response was that I feel that what Drew is doing is the equivalent of when a fourth grader curses a whole bunch around like seventh grade kids. Like they're all a fourth, let's say like Drew is a fourth grade boy and the icons are the cool friends of his older brother in middle school. So now Drew is hanging around them and he's gonna say all this shit. Oh, yeah, we would defend you, haha, if they're gonna get in their face. Yeah, we're gonna fuck them up. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, fuck these guys, blah blah blah. And they're saying he's saying this shit to impress the icons who he probably holds in high standard. And she took it as I was saying that, oh, like I was excusing him because, oh, he's a kid, like we can't excuse someone being a kid, and that's not it at all. He's a grown man. But I'm not thinking that I'm I'm what I'm trying to say is that I feel like him and all the others are just trying to say shit to like look cool in front of each other. And I always say nothing bonds people better than a mutual dislike towards somebody.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, all of them are grown enough to understand when something is not a good look to be saying.
And it's the pylon. That's the thing too. It's like, oh, okay. So they don't like Taylor. Okay. And now they're saying bad things about Taylor. I'm gonna say bad things about Taylor too. And oh,
Yes.
oh yeah, I agree. Yeah, she's dumb. Yeah, I can't stand her either. Like it's like you're just saying stuff to say stuff
Yeah.
as other people around you are saying it. And especially in this game, you need to not be who people are looking at or who people are mad at. So if someone's mad at someone else, you want to jump in on that. I've never liked that. I've always hated that. I hated when freaking they did it back in, what was it, 15, the Aaron Broad with freaking Gina Marie. I
Yeah.
hate that. I hated when they freaking did that to what's her face all the time. I hated it when they did it to Cody. I thought it was disgusting.
They're
Like,
incentivized to do it because your game ends up getting ruined. We have now seen it where you've got people that stick up for like the individuals, and then what happens? They get targeted.
yeah, I don't care. I wouldn't. I I'm not going to. I'm not unless I actually don't like you. Unless I actually don't like you, and I'm not trying to work with you, and I'm not going to go after this conversation, go back and pretend like me and you are cool and be hugging and kissing and all that shit. I'm not going to participate. If I know I'm going to go talk to you again later, y'all can say whatever you want. I'm going to sit there and not say a word because I'm not going to jump in on that bandwagoning shit. Like, it's just not a good look because then you end up putting yourself in a compromised position where you say something that's going to affect you later on down the line. You're not going to be in this house forever.
Yeah, I I totally agree with you. To me, I don't need to win this game by bashing people. I don't need to win this game
You
by
can, you can, but there's a way to bash people without looking like an ignorant ignorant,
Oh,
disrespectful
oh
person.
no, I know. I mean, listen, you know me, I'm a shit talker. I'll tell people to their
Yeah,
face, fuck you, bitch, I don't like you. But if someone is calling Taylor aggressive, I'm not
when
participating
she's
in that.
never been aggressive with correct.
Even if let's say Taylor was aggressive, let's say that Taylor was acting like evil dick in that house. Guess what? I'm still not calling her aggressive. I might call her like belligerent or something like that, but the word aggressive specifically has such a connotation to it. I don't. It's the same thing as if you were to call her ghetto to me. Like if I would never. I mean, you and I when we talk, oh, this Zoom is so ghetto. Like,
Yeah,
but it's I would never call you ghetto. Like to me, there's
I'd
just
punch you
like
through the screen.
say again.
I'd punch you through the screen.
But it's just like there's things like that. Like
Correct.
you don't call a black person ghetto. You don't call a black person aggressive. But that's something where if you don't have that life
Unless they're
experience.
listen, unless they're actually being ghetto, I'll call somebody ghetto real quick if you're being ghetto. But but in this situation, Taylor's never been anything but kind to them. She
Yes.
isolates herself, but just like she told Dee, her anxiety portrays itself as depression. And I get that
Yes.
because for me too, when I'm like overwhelmed, I can't be around a lot of people because it makes the panic worse, right? So you kind of have to separate yourself to talk yourself off the cliff so you don't have a panic attack. That's how Taylor deals. When she's overwhelmed or she has anxiety, she separates herself. That's not a bad thing. Just because
No.
y'all don't like that she does that, that doesn't make
And
it a bad thing.
And because they don't ever talk or strategize with her, all they ever see is her sleeping in bed. So they also are coming from the perspective of, oh, well, she doesn't deserve it. She sleeps in bed all day. Well, maybe if you talked with her more, you would know. To me, what this all exposes more than anything is that I don't think the mosh pit has a lot of black people in their life.
I don't know, but I will say Taylor doesn't sleep all day. Okay.
No,
Taylor
she
does
doesn't.
way more in that house than any of them do.
Mhm.
And she plays the game. She's playing the game. Just because you don't see her game doesn't mean she's not playing the game. Okay.
Exactly.
She's in conversations that other people aren't in. Shame on Devins for saying that he doesn't respect her or Lala's game because they're not playing. All she does is lay in bed. Devin, she was in freaking two freaking alliances with you.
Exactly. How about Lala one? How Lala's
Strategy.
HOH arguably is the only one that went off without a hitch. Did she get out Thog, who she wanted? No, but she got out Chuck, who was coming after her, and that was a major ally to Thog. So her HOH was not a flop.
No, but Taylor has been talking game with Devins this whole time. So for
Yeah,
Devins to be like, I would never vote for her because she hasn't even played. She's why are you
ridiculous.
lying like that? You know she's been playing the game. She's been playing it with you. She's been
Exactly.
playing it with you. And for you to say that is so disrespectful. It's so un-
I
unnecessary
feel
because it's not true.
I
They
feel
just don't
yeah.
like your tag says. They don't like Taylor because
Yes.
Taylor doesn't kiss their ass.
Yes.
Taylor doesn't kiss their ass, and Taylor can't be manipulated by them. That's
They're the
why.
icons. She should be bowing down,
No,
licking their knees.
She's not Drew, and she's not Barrett. And because she's
Yes.
not Drew and she's not Barrett, that's why Angela don't like her because she don't kiss Angela's ass.
Hmm.
Dee definitely doesn't like her because no matter what she says to Dee, she will no matter what Dee says to her, she will not fall for it. And Devins is over there doing what Dee tells him.
I don't know about you, but if I was the
This is for Dee.
icons, I would want Taylor and Lala by my side because Taylor and Lala, first of all, have had much less ratty behavior than the D Diddler, Barrett, and Drew. They've been a
They
lot
don't
more solid.
they don't care because the Bear Rat and freaking
You hesitated. You were about to call us D Diddler.
No, the Bear Rat and freaking Dingleberry Drew, they freaking are up their asses. So they love that shit.
Yes.
Whatever they do, Barrett and Drew are telling them how great they are. Whatever someone tells them, they bring it back to them. So they're never gonna want. They would never want to
You know
work with
what?
Taylor.
Speaking of Barrett, because I just thought about this. Okay, we're talking about how like ignorant these people are, and I was just saying before that I feel like Dee and Devins and Drew, they probably don't have a lot of black people around them in their life. Is what the vibe that I get off of them. But Barrett is in the org world and is on the podcast world. And you know what that means? He's on Twitter. He knows what Twitter thinks. He knows what Twitter feels. I guarantee you that he was around when all that stuff was happening to Taylor, when the stuff was going on with the cookout, when stuff was going on in Big Brother like 15. Like, he knows this shit, and I'm thinking about it, and I don't think he's been caught saying a lot of stuff, right?
Mm-mm.
I feel like
He just
knows
agrees.
better, but he's choosing not to say anything. And my thing is, he should be saying something.
He just agrees. He's not gonna say Barrett gonna say something. Child,
Yeah, well,
Barrett
that's why I
is
have no
Barrett
respect
steady
for him.
state. He steady stays on mute. The
My
only
thing
time
is,
he ever speaks is when he's alone with Dee or when
yeah,
he's with
trying
Devins.
to
That's the
kiss
only
her.
time he ever speaks.
My thing is, number one, okay, um, I don't think it would hurt his game to say, hey, maybe we shouldn't refer to Lala as if she's going to cook and clean for us. Like, that has a pretty bad look to it. I don't think that they would go after him just for saying that. But number two, he's a shitty ass friend for that. Because I know for me, if I was saying something that didn't sound right or, that maybe showed a bias, I would want it called out so that I don't keep making that mistake. And he's choosing to just let them keep saying shit that just it doesn't sound good and makes them look like horrible people.
The problem with that is you would have to have some type, you would have to have a spine and balls to actually think for yourself,
Yes.
and say, let me make a conscious decision that would benefit me in my personal feelings and as how I present myself to the world. You would have to have some kind of backbone for that. He has none. So
Well, he had
he's
all
the
types of backbone for when fucking Thog got called a bitch by Rome. Remember that
Oh,
shit?
let's be real though. That was an easy moment for him because there
Yeah.
was other men that were standing there too.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
how would he look if he was the only man that was in the corner like this? He had to stand up too because all the men
Oh
were
yeah,
doing.
defending Thog. Like please,
He,
like
he
Thog
didn't
needed
he
it.
didn't do that because he was like, oh, this is. He did that because he's a follower and all the other guys are
Yeah.
doing it, so he did it.
My thing
Let's
is,
be real.
if you had the gall to be a Wokey over her being called a bitch, when honestly she rightfully so was being called a bitch. I mean, Thog was acting ridiculous that her whole first week of that game, but it's like you had the mindset to stand up and stop that a woman be called a bitch, but you don't have the balls to be like, maybe we shouldn't be using the word aggressive on Taylor and Lala. Maybe we shouldn't be saying Lala should go cook. Like, maybe we shouldn't say these things because they actually have a pretty bad connotation to it.
But again, nobody else was doing it, so he's not going to do it.
Yeah, well, he's a
Barrett,
pussy.
Barrett, Barrett is not someone who's going to stand on business. He's not someone that's just going to make a stand because it's the right thing to do. He's
Yeah.
only going to make a stand when there's a shield in front of him and he can stand behind it and be like, yes, I'm with you. You're right. He's never
Ridiculous.
going to be the only person to stand up and say that it's the wrong thing to do.
Well, and when he comes out of this, because I've noticed this shit with orgers and podcasters, that the second that someone who they somewhat know or they recognize or they did a game with or something goes on one of these shows, they act like, oh, I'm best friends with that person. Oh, that person's great. They all collectively suck the dick of that person. Like Rizzo, when he went on Survivor, all these motherfuckers that didn't really know him or did one fucking game with him are all simping him like they know him better than anybody else. And I'm like, I knew that. I've known this motherfucker for 10 years, but I'm not over here sucking his dick the way some of you all are. But it's like none of you should be simping for this guy when he gets out of the house because he's been a horrible player. He hasn't added anything to the game but sticking his nose so far up D's ass that he practically is doing blackface. He's covered in poop. Like he's he's been a waste of casting all the way through. The only move he has made has been trying to get with D, and even that has failed.
It has, but at the same time, I will say him being that far up D's ass is getting him far in the game because
Mm,
all she does is protect him.
yes.
Literally, she's blowing up Drew's game right now. She's
Hmm.
blowing up everyone's game right now, but his. She keeps telling him, and she tells Angela and Devin, "Oh, Drew, Barrett, he's with us. He's with us. He's with us."
Yes.
Because she's setting it up to where Barrett will pick her over everybody.
And it's working. Well, she
Right?
knows that Barrett wants that pussy. That's what it is.
He will slime out everyone, just like he did to Drew today.
Yep.
Okay, slimed him the fuck out.
Horrible ally.
He knows that he will slime out everybody for her.
Hmm.
And the fact that Angela and Devins don't see that Dee is setting up for Bear to always protect her, even over them, is
Hmm.
also mind-boggling to me.
Well, because I think Angela is actually playing a pretty good game. I really do. Like Angela right now has Thog set up as her +1. You look like you smelled a fart when I said that. I'm
Because
sorry. I think she is playing a pretty good game. But the same way that D is trying to get Barrett as far as possible so that he chooses D over everyone else, Angela should be putting that same effort into Lala. She's already got Thog. Thog at this point, I think, would pick Angela over pretty much
which is
anyone.
all Angela thinks she needs. That's
But
why
it's not. She should want Lala,
she's given up on Lala because she's put all her eggs in Haley's basket.
which is a big mistake because she should be having. Why not have two? Why have just one parachute? If this alliance crumbles, if FAP turns on you, or if God forbid one of the icons get evicted, like you should have a freaking backup plan. And Lala may suck at most of these games, but don't be surprised if another endurance challenge comes along and Lala pulls out that win too.
It's because her two people are the two people in the house that hate each other the most. So she has
Yeah,
to pick one over the other. And not to go back to the original conversation, but Haley fits into that puzzle piece, that peg, better than Lala does in the group that Angela's in. So
yeah,
Angela
she
has,
does.
and she could easily squeeze Haley in there. She can't squeeze. Lala doesn't fit in there.
Yeah.
She doesn't fit. And Haley and Lala hate each other.
Hmm.
So that puts Angela in the middle. So Angela's sick of being in the middle. So she's going to run to Haley because Haley fits better in her little group. Now,
Yeah.
flip it around. Like you said, let some endurance come along and let Lala win. Angela going to come back with her tail tucked, pretending like they're still the best friends. And I love you so much, Lala. You have my heart. I love you. I love you. I love you. But I haven't talked to you in freaking 2 weeks.
Exactly. Which is it's just not a good move. One thing that I really like, and you know what, this is partially just because I grew up with Evil Dick because I did his podcast, and like he was my favorite winner growing up just because I thought he was hilarious. But something I took from his game was he didn't underestimate any person in that house. Zach, the weird guy that all he could do was wear his stupid Dolphin Crash shirt, which was like a failed business that never even got off the ground, and make dumb, awkward jokes and comic books. No one in the house liked him. No one in the house bothered doing every conversation with him. Dick did. And guess what? Zach was the vote that kept him safe. Everyone says America's player is what saved Dick. Dick convinced Jen, the girl he poured iced tea on, to save him, and Zach's vote. If he didn't get those two votes, he wouldn't have stayed. Later on in the game, Zach won the power of veto at top 5, could have force Dick to put his own daughter on the block, he didn't do that. He kept them safe. And that's all because Dick could have easily said, fuck that guy. Why do I care about him? But he kept that relationship. So I just can't help but thinking, Angela, no matter what you think about Lala, I mean, all this bullshit aside of them labeling her as like unstable, which she's absolutely not unstable, and it has pissed me off to like no end that she has been labeled that way. But it's like, forget all of that. Lala, at the end of the day, has shown she can win an HOH. Lala is probably not going anywhere. Let's be real. They're not going to get rid of Lala. It'd be a waste of an HOH. You might need her vote. Like this past week, if you didn't win that blockbuster that was, just happened to be something you'd be good at, you may have needed Lala's vote to save you over fucking Kamu. But Kamu put more effort in than you did, and you lost that vote. So to me, it makes no sense to me on a game level that Angela, who I feel maybe doesn't have as high win equity as Dee or Devons, wouldn't want to link up with Haley, who has absolutely no win equity, and Lala, who I feel has like the second least amount of win equity. Like, wouldn't you think that'd be a good move to have the three with the least amount of win equity to work together?
The comicalness of the most unstable person in the house calling someone unstable is crazy. She is the most emotional, mentally unstable person in that house, and she's calling someone else unstable. Child, she needs to go take herself somewhere. That shit is crazy.
With her Sahara Desert tears, I still have not seen Angela cry once.
It's a lot of this.
It's like you would think the bitch had Botox because she can't cry. I know. You know what she does? She rubs her eyes till they're red to make it look like she's been crying.
Terrible.
I will Venmo $100 to anyone that is able to tweet at Slightly Bitter. Tweet me a screenshot of actual tears going down Angela's face. Like, do it, and I will Venmo you $100. I have not seen it on either season or on Amazing Race. Nothing that she's been on, I've ever seen her actually cry.
It's ridiculous. Okay, so yeah, they're not gonna like the way they look when they come out. Some of them won't care. Some of them won't care because it's like people are talking about them, whether it's good or bad, so they won't care.
Yeah.
And then there's others that will be like, oh shit, and then try to backtrack, but it will be too late.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's there forever. I'm waiting to see when the producers will show Dee as the mean girl that she is. That's what I'm waiting to see.
They're not going to.
It'll never happen, but like, it's crazy how much of a mean girl she is. Like, it's really crazy. And like, I don't know why anyone would even want to talk, because she's such a mean girl, but then at the same time, she goes and like pretends like she's like the sweetest person to all these people. And I'm like,
I know.
Y'all just saw how she was, and then now you get okay.
Listen, all I needed to know about Dee was that she slept with Wendell when Wendell had a baby on the way and a wife at home.
Allegedly.
That shit. That's all I needed to know.
Allegedly. Or proof.
Allegedly. Well,
yeah,
I mean,
let's not get in trouble now.
It's kind of come out that that's what it is, but yeah, allegedly. And listen, I'm not judging anybody, but to me, it's like, I also think this too, Keisha, and we've talked about this when it comes to I Love Money, like our game, and also, this season of Big Brother. I feel that the way that people act in the game is a reflection of the way they are in the real world. I really
100%.
do. And the way that Dee played Austin in her original season, great move, fantastic move. It's why she has the legacy that she has. But it shows me that you aren't the most trustworthy person, and you have no issue being two-faced. That's the truth.
Correct. She literally says it like every other sentence. She'll be like, I don't give a fuck. I don't care. Like, I don't care. I'll do whatever. I'll do whatever. I'll say whatever. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, okay. You literally told I will lie. If you tell someone what I said, I'll say you're lying. Like, okay.
Breaking news: Latrice, Taylor, Drew are on the block.
Yep.
So I'm not understanding why she's putting Drew on the block.
Okay.
Yes, help me
So
understand.
from the take that I get, right, there's two reasons. So from when they created the mosh pit,
Hmm.
they always said they had to break up that four because the four, the FAP, are too strong of a voting block. Even though she has bare
Yes.
her butt, it's still four of them, right? So, and remember, Angela, with her Looney Tune self, has never liked Drew or trusted Drew. She just played in
Yes.
his face. She never trusted Drew.
Yeah.
And because Angela didn't trust Drew, Dee doesn't trust Drew.
Mm,
So her and Devins have been for the past couple of days talking about how they low key want to target Drew.
yeah.
And so then when she won, it was Drew's been sketchy. She feels like Drew was involved with her going on the block because he was talking to Yash and Kamu
Mm,
for freaking 55 hours. She just felt like he was moving funny. She just didn't like it. Devins was saying that Drew and him are having a conversation in the gym where Drew, dumbass, was basically throwing the girls, Mallory and Melody, under the bus to Devins, saying like
so dumb.
they were. I'm not sure if they were if they're kind of nervous about it. And Devins is like, "What the fuck? Like we just made an alliance. What do you mean they're nervous about it? Well, they're not anymore. Like they're good. Like they're good, but they were just a little scared." So now Devins is thinking like, okay, so they're not with us. So
Yep.
then he's like, why is Drew telling me this shit, but then also telling me everything's fine? They literally said, if the votes flip, we're blaming you and Barrett because you two obviously have to know what's going on.
This
So
is where ratting is not a good strategy. You all are giving way too much information. Like you think that you're putting yourself above Mallory and Melody in the pecking order, but really you're just ruining what you have going on. Um,
right.
Here's my thing with Drew, right? Drew has been a near perfect ally to the icons this whole way through, to his own detriment.
Yeah.
And the icons just clearly don't fuck with you. No matter what you do. I think Drew could be doing absolutely nothing. Well, I mean, he is. He's not doing anything to fuck up the icons game. They just don't like him. I feel for me, it all comes down to he's a 22-year-old young super fan that is so excited to overplay the game. Hark. Where have I heard this before? Oh, what about the Riz God, who just played on Survivor 50 with Devins and D? Oh, well, did the Riz God help out their game? Oh, no, actually, the Riz God was D's demise and betrayed D and fucked her over. Well, what about Devins? Did he fuck over Devins? Oh, he also was part of the vote that got Devins out. So it's like, no wonder these fucking people who compared Drew to Rizzo, mind you, the first week that they met him, aren't so willing to trust him. Okay, but then what about Angela? Why doesn't Angela trust him? Come on now. What about Angela? Oh, did you forget about Quinn? Remember Quinn, the long-haired super fan who we all thought was a butch lesbian when the house photos dropped preseason? That Quinn who also fucked up Angela's game. That's the group. That's the group. Oh, so it's like no wonder these fucking icons have no interest in working with him.
Dee literally said today, before while she was talking to herself and pumping herself up to put him on the block, she literally said, I'm not gonna let some fucking 22-year-old kid fucking get one
Yes.
from me. Even if I go home next week, I don't care. I'm not fucking letting some stupid fucking 22-year-old think that he's gonna fucking outplay me.
Yes. That's why I love Rizzo. I don't think Rizzo would have ever won either of his seasons of Survivor. He thinks that he would have. I
There's
just
no
don't.
respect.
No, it has nothing to do with whether he played a good game or not. I think he played a fine game both times, but people don't want to admit defeat to specifically a younger guy. I think younger women, it's there is a little bit of a difference, but specifically the younger guys that are immature, and I feel like Drew is a bit immature.
Yes. Yes. They
Who
don't
wants to say
like,
you lost to him?
and they don't, yes, they don't want to say, let this young, cocky, annoying goofball of a guy come in and take a game from them.
Yes.
Absolutely not. They don't want that. They want someone that's on the same level as them.
Hmm.
If they lose to someone, they want someone who's on the same level as them. Drew is like a
Exactly.
big kid. And like the problem with Drew is that he is so likable. I
Hmm.
feel like they're intimidated in a sense of the fact that he can move around the house and get
Yes.
information around the house and be in with everyone because they can't.
To a
That I feel like
degree,
that's why Angela doesn't
yeah.
like him, because he's able to mesh with everyone and she cannot.
I totally agree with you. To a degree, if you are like Drew, I feel, for example, that if I had gotten farther in the Beast games, or if Beast games was a game where you can target people like that, that would have been a problem for me. Because the last episode I was there, the two girls had told me the whole alliance had been shit talking me because I was talking to everyone. I was bouncing to multiple groups of people because in my head, why have only one group of friends? Your friends could be, eliminated at any moment. How you should have backups. And for me, it's very easy to talk to multiple different groups, but that was putting a target on my back. So, in my mind, you need to have a level of unlikability to you, and that could come in the form of just not getting along with some people in the house or fight with some people. Angela, to a degree, is getting along with most of the people in the game, but Angela's a crazy bitch that will go off on you sometimes and say fuck you Haley, fuck you bitch, and wear an egg suit and do a weird dance so people don't view her that way.
It's one thing with being friendly with everybody in the house, and it's another thing to be too friendly with everybody in the house. If
Yes.
I'm playing with you, unless I know for a fact, like you're my number one, if I'm playing with you and I see you talking to everybody and everyone is so
Mm,
comfortable with you that they tell you all your business and now you're telling it to me, I'm going to look at you like, wait a minute, this motherfucker could beat me, because if everyone likes him
yes.
enough to tell him all their business and trust him enough to tell him all their business, but they don't feel the same way about me, I don't know how far I can take you because they're going to pick you over me.
An ally to none, I mean, an ally to all is an ally to none.
Correct.
And, you know, I totally agree with you. He
Yeah.
should be way more cognizant of the conversations he's having. It's not a good look when you're sitting up in the HOH for what, like 3, 4 hours. Like, okay, you're past the point of saving yourself, and to some degree, you have to be involved in us going on the block. And to a degree, he was, if I'm not mistaken. He was part
Yeah.
of the conversation to get them targeted. So,
Yeah. And you're having this conversation with two people who are outside of your alliance. And then the very next day, two people from your alliance go up. You don't think they're gonna side eye you? I don't care if you came back and told them, oh, so they were talking about it, but you were up there for 3 hours. How hard did you
yes,
for me to not go up if I still went up? So
not
were you
hard.
hard for me to not go up, or were you encouraging me to go up? And you're just now telling me that they said that to cover your ass. That's how I would look at it.
Me too. And like Drew needs to go out and win that veto because if he does not, he's going to be disappointed because he's going to come out and he's going to have a lot of questions he has to answer. He's going to have a lot of people calling him racist, a lot of people saying we don't like you, and he's not going to have that good of a reputation as a player.
No, Sorry, I'm watching this, and it's like they turned Lala against Taylor. So now Lala's shit talking Taylor. I don't,
Really?
I don't know the whole thing because I'm just reading clips at the bottom,
Was
but
Angela watching our live stream?
I don't know because Lala was just talking to D, and what I was reading sounded like they were shit talking Taylor, and then now she's talking and having a private conversation with Angela. So I don't know, but honestly, I feel like as much as I love Taylor and I would love for her to stay and win, that poor girl, for her mental state, she should probably go home.
She probably should. It's
And
going to be a rough road for her to get to the
just
end.
let that group cannibalize themselves, because if Drew doesn't open his eyes and see the writing on the wall, he literally said it today, and I was thinking it before he said it. I was like, bro,
And are you going to
two
talk
times
about the HOHs?
two times you've been on the block have been your own people.
Exactly.
And everyone on the
Exactly.
outside that have won did not put you up. But
He was
yet you're
saying
stuck in
he
their
didn't have to
bubble.
worry. Like, he never even had to think, oh, am I going on the block when the people outside your alliance weren't winning? But the second your allies won, you had to worry. That should tell you something.
They don't like you. Get away from them. Jump ship.
He should
You're
have
you're
woken up
you're
weeks ago.
disposable to them. You're disposable to them. They've risked your game. Both times your game has been in risk, and your girl was both
Mhm.
under the freaking HOHs of your so-called friends, your so-called
Exactly.
alliance. And yet you're still over here sucking their butts. Like,
And
I'm
it's
so
because
confused.
they are the icons. If Devins and Angela and Dee had never been on a reality television show before, he would not give a fuck about them. He
Correct.
would not.
He thinks that
And
out they're gonna get them more followers on the outside of the house.
well, he's already talking about going on the challenge and all these things. Listen, you should not be worried about being a Big Brother alumni, a Survivor alumni, a Challenge alumni. You shouldn't care about any of that alumni shit when you are in the fucking game. All you should be thinking about is winning the fucking game or whatever else is going on. I'm
Correct.
so sick of it. I don't mind them casting two or three people that think that way because it is entertaining getting to see those people, get, shit on. But when it's everybody, everyone in that whole goddamn game, you got Lyric wanting to become a social media mogul like Frankie Grande. That's why she's competing. Drew and Barrett just want to be on so they can, Drew to go on a different show and Barrett so he can, brag to all of his, uh Big Brother nerd friends and he can, go to the Bryson Wynn presents watch parties and be on the poster. Um and then all these other people that it's just, I'm on TV or oh, I'm going to get Instagram followers. Like I miss people that are going on the show because they love the show and they want to win the show. Or fuck, not even you don't even give a fuck about the show. How about you want to win some money?
Correct.
I miss people like that.
It's because they cast recruits,
Yes.
and they put on the show returning players. I want a season with no returning players. Can we have one? Just one with all brand new people.
No siree, no survivors, no
No, nobody.
no like no. And I'm going to say this too that I feel even going on a show like American Idol or Beast Games, you have an advantage. I talked to you about this. I shouldn't be
Yeah.
saying this because I'm actively applying for Survivor right now. And uh y'all, when you apply to these things, they see everything you do. So if you're saying anything, you should be taking it down, okay? But
Yeah.
I think
Like,
that
come down.
yeah. If you see things going on private, then that gives you the answer.
Yeah.
But I even feel that if I was to go on Survivor, I would have an advantage over everyone there. And it's not because I'm a super fan or I've watched all the shows or whatever, but it's because I know what it's like to be sequestered for a week where you're stuck literally doing nothing in a room and you start to go stir crazy. I know what it's like to feel the stress of elimination and having to look over your back worrying is talking shit about you or betraying you or having to go in the mindset of a game. And even though Beast Games is very different from Survivor or Big Brother, I have that leg up the same way that you watched D's season of Survivor, right? Season 45. Remember Bruce when he came in and he was like, "Oh, I'm on the same level as all of you," because he had gotten medically evacuated day 1 of season 44. And Emily stepped forward and said, "I don't think that's true. I think that you do have a leg up." And it's because he had been in the Survivor world. He's friends with
Correct.
season 44 who probably gave him advice. Like Angela
Correct.
got advice on this thing. He's gone through the sequestering. He's said goodbye to his family. So it's like to a degree all of them have a leg up. I feel Lyric had a leg up doing American Idol. I feel Drew had a leg up doing all those dumbass shows and Beast Games. I would even dare to say that Yash doing that stupid game show with his family, the balls. Like all of those things are advantages. So
Well, the only one
yeah,
that's using it well right now is Yosh, and he's not even doing it that well.
no, he's not. I'm it. I gotta say, I'm not too. In retrospect, I'm not surprised that Drew didn't last past the second episode of Beast Games, because Beast Games, people say it was all luck. No, it was all about like the game that he went out on. We all were given tokens, and the token. Actually, my token is somewhere over here, and each token had a riddle to what the game was gonna be. And the game he chose was very obviously gonna be physical, but the team he recruited, if you saw it, was not a very physical team. So to me, and we got to pick our teams. So to me, why would you go on a not physical team for a physical game? Our thing, it said use your mind. So I made sure everyone on our team was smart. Because if I had any idiots on my team, we're probably gonna lose.
Right. 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 Right.
So uh
Yeah, I know. Well, he's on the block,
mhm.
and Barrett basically told her, "Go ahead and do it. I don't want you to, but go ahead. I'm fine with it. I think it's a good idea."
Barrett said that.
So he sure did.
He's
Uh,
a fucking
He
spineless slug.
he pushed back for like half a second. His pushback was, "Well, if you do that, you're probably going to lose Mallory and Melody." She said, "Well, I don't really have them anyways." Yeah, you're right.
And she's right.
Oh, I know. And he said, and Drew, so D said that, said he, Drew, Barrett said, "You're going to lose Mallory and Melody." D said, "Well, I don't really have them anyways." Barrett said, "Yeah, you're right."
Fucking useless. How
And
about we're in the crossovers? We've been
hold
working
on.
together since week 1.
So he said, "Well, we're like, Drew would never put you up, but like Josh was gonna put you up. Like, why are you gonna Drew would put me up. Drew would put me up next week. Drew would put me up. Josh can win comps. Okay. Josh can win comps." Barrett's like, "Yeah, but wouldn't you not want that? Like, if he wins comp, he's gonna put you up." She was like, "No, no, like, no." And then he's like glitching, and he was like, "Yeah, you're right. You're right.
That
I
should
don't
be a warning
I don't want
sign
you
that
to.
they made a fucking deal.
I don't want you to, but like, yeah, you should do it. You should do it." That was
My
his pushback.
God.
I
He
said,
is a
"Wow."
goddamn yes. You know what kind of friend he is? He's the friend that if you put on the ugliest pair of jeans that make your
Correct.
ass look flat and fat, he would say,
Correct.
"Oh, yeah, those look great. Go wear those out." Fucking asshole.
Yeah.
I hate
Yeah.
friends like that.
Yeah. That's
God,
that.
what a loser.
And then left that, and then was bashing Drew to Devon's. Was letting Yosh basically bash Drew. Like, it was, Barrett is just not a good individual.
No.
Um, and then
Like,
he threw D threw Drew under the bus to the girls.
of course.
And the girls were mad, but then they were like, "We don't care." We had to keep an eye on Drew, but like they're just trying to turn. She's just trying to turn us against Drew so we can get rid of Drew.
Well,
And they said
at
no,
this point,
the four of
at,
us need to stay together.
at this point they're stuck with Drew because you've put all of your eggs in his basket. I don't think no matter what Drew is doing, like he's probably not going to put either of them up at any point.
Yeah.
Again, though, this is why you shouldn't put four young, white, similar background, similar humor people together because they're going to be friends. And at the end of the day, I think that friendship is what's tying them together more than any alliance or game thing is. But it's
Right.
but it's like to whack the D diddler Barrett again. You spent all this time playing these fucking online games and podcasting, and I really bring it up because I want y'all to understand how much of someone's life has to be devoted to a fucking thing for you to be doing a podcast, hosting, playing a fucking game. I know for me, I can't think of the last game I played. I don't really play these fucking games unless I'm forced to by someone. I think Mona Lisa forced me to play her game. That's the last one I did. But I mean, you do the same thing. Like we don't really play games. We host. And we host maybe once every now and again. But I'm seeing him. He was in like 17 different games all leading up to this fucking show. So it's like that means you are engrossed in Big Brother. You're podcasting it. You're engrossed in we're engrossed in Big Brother because we're covering Big Brother this season. So it's like I don't understand how somebody can be that engrossed in this fucking show and have no backbone, have no ability to actually do any type of manipulating or strategizing or like anything. If Barrett had put even just this much effort in, he could have saved Drew from the block.
He could have, because she was only she wanted him to be okay with it. And because
Yes.
he was okay with it, she said, bingo, gotcha, I'm gonna do it. Like, you know me,
Useless.
I I play these games very rarely because I
Yes.
go on hiatus. I go on retirement. But
Yes.
not to toot my own horn, when I come out of retirement and play, I usually win,
You win.
right? Because I'm a watcher. I don't
Mm.
play all the time, but I watch everything. I watch all the games online. I watch all the I watch, and I learn and I implement when I play.
Yes.
Barrett has been playing, watching, but couldn't find his head from his butt.
I feel he's one of those people that's playing these games not because he loves the game, but because it's the only way he makes friends. Now, is that mean of me to say probably, but you know it's true. You know that there's a lot of people that come play these orgs that
Correct.
cannot make friends in the real world or are it's difficult for them to make friends in the real world. So
And the
this is
org
how.
friends are their only friends.
Which isn't that sad that you have to make friends or you have to socialize in a situation where people have to talk to you?
Yeah.
Like really think about that. But I don't know. I have no respect for Barrett whatsoever as a player. And I mean my message to production is this. I think I had said something in the effect before of stop casting podcasts or stop casting orgers. I do believe that, but I gotta change that. Stop casting professional orgers. Stop casting the people that only play games when they know 15 people in the cast or they know the whole cast.
Correct.
Like stop casting people that they like
Only play with their friends.
only play with their friends or they can name you all of the people that have gotten 15th place in Big Brother history, but they couldn't name you the reason why that they got evicted. Like, you know what I mean? Because there's
No,
plenty, there is so much talent in the orc world. You are one of them. I You think Angela's annoying? Put Gloria Query in the house and see how fucking chaotic it would be. Put Heather Lee Cameron in there, see how crazy it would be. I'm trying to think. Lady K. I think of Lady K. I think of
oh
no
yeah. It would be house meetings every other fucking day. People would want to
exactly.
get rid of her just because she would be stir. Oh, you said this? We're asking everybody.
Yes. She, she was holding court after they tried to fucking evict her and blindside her, and she convinced Josh to save her. Ray from last season, I think Ray would be great. Like, there's plenty of orgers out there, at least that we've hosted, that I think would be great. It's just they're casting these fucking people that I think that at this point, people have learned the science behind these audition tapes to the point where you have Adam Katz. Was that his last name? What was his name? Adam, whatever his fucking name was. The guy that won Survivor because his mom died. Remember that? Millennial Gen X.
Yeah, yes. What's his face is yeah.
Yeah, because he charges people money to help them with their audition tapes, and he's gotten people on because there's a science to how to hook people in. I mean, it's not that different from social media marketing, where you have to have an interesting hook so they actually stop and watch your video and they watch the whole thing through, and you have to understand what character you're going to fit into. Like for me, I didn't do this intentionally, but my character was I was the weird one. I was the outspoken one. I was the super fan. Like that was what they wanted out of me. And it's like it sucks that people like Barrett who have figured out that oh, if I grow a 70s porn stash and have my mullet go, I can fit the nerd archetype and get myself in there. Like no.
My issue with casting is I wish they would stop having like a slot that needs to be filled.
Yes.
Like just interview people, and if you like their personality, then you cast them. Why
Right.
is it you can like their personality, but you've already found someone to fit that archetype slot, so you bypass them? Or
Yeah.
you've met all these people, but they don't fit that archetype just enough the way you want them to. So you go and you recruit some pretty little girl off of Instagram and you put her on the show, and she doesn't know her
Or
head from butt.
or we stick a pair of glasses on them even though they never wear glasses, Mallory. Like it's so
It's like
and you know
tell
what?
who's a recruit and who's not, and they literally will tell you that they got recruited, and then they cut the feeds.
But you know what? They do that and then it defeats the whole purpose. The whole point of having an archetype that you're trying to fill is so that the cast is different from one another. But it's like Mallory and Melody might as well be the same person at this point.
Correct.
They move such in unison. Um Lyric when she was in the house was just like another version of them. Drew and
Yeah,
Barrett are moving almost the exact same way. Like I, I you shouldn't when you look at the cast, you should be thinking this is a group that for the most part would never interact with each other in the outside world. And I'm sorry, I just don't see it. I think that Drew if you look at Drew's friends, they look like Mallory, Melody, Barrett. I would imagine same thing with those guys.
I believe it.
So
But
what
yeah,
I would really like to see them do, I would one day like to have my own casting company because you know what I would do for casting is I would have someone in the East Coast, someone in the West Coast, someone in the South, someone in the Northwest, someone all over America, right? And I would give them a travel stipend to go out into the world and just look for people, go to bars, go to parks, go to events on the fucking train, and just carry around a card with you, a business card. And when you see someone interesting or someone does something interesting, there's so many times in New York I bump into people that say or do crazy ass shit. Just hand them a card. I work for Survivor. I work for Big Brother. I think you'd be good. This is my thing. Give it a little QR code. You should apply. But nowadays, the casting people, all they do is they either go through submissions or they post on their Instagram or TikTok, hey, come DM me. It's like that's not how you're going to find interesting people. I think of Courtney Yates on, actually, no, a better example, Tiffany Pollard. Probably the best reality contestant personality that has ever been on television. You know how they found her? They were passing her by when she was shopping and they just saw her and they were like, oh, she'd be great. That's
she
how
looks
they found
crazy.
her. She looks crazy.
She
Uh,
looks crazy.
And,
You're
and
tired.
that's how they found her. So if she had gone two steps before that, her whole life would be different. So I don't know. They have and the thing is, these people have millions of dollars. It's not like and I follow these casting people. They're always jet setting, going off somewhere. So it's not like they can't do that.
Correct.
Um, we have so
But
many. Oh, were you say
go ahead.
something?
No, go ahead.
We have so many. We have 27 people watching right now.
Hey,
Um, hey, I'm going to read some of the questions in the chat. Shout out to
Okay.
all the people that are in here. If you have not, like and subscribe. We go live after every episode, so we'll be live on Sunday. Let me see what y'all are saying in here. Did you see
We
what
talk about
Drew
our
just did? They're all bullying Taylor. Well, I mean, yeah, we just found out Lala turned on them. I hope
Mhm.
Taylor wins a power. Well, unfortunately, Drew won it. And
He
could we
won the
talk?
biggest nothing burger. When I tell you the producers were
Ridiculous.
playing in his face so bad, so
It,
bad.
it's crazy.
The fact that he's the last winner, they know he's about to be in trouble.
Yep.
And the worst power in the world they could get, they should have gave him the unitard. Because that would have at least
Literally
been better.
anything else would have been better.
Even the
Anything.
punishments. Even the punishments.
Even the punishment. They could have given him the replay power. And maybe he could have been like, D, if you don't put me on the block, I'll use it this week so you can play an HOH again next week. You know, still kind of useless, but at least it's something. And then the only other option was and then there was another one, right? What was the other one?
You can get someone to come play veto for you.
Oh, the
But
mystery player. That would have
but
been good too.
but even that, like, forget the powers, right? You could have gave him a punishment that would have been more beneficial for him than the not had never, because you're giving him a power which is technically nothing. So you should have given him a punishment, so at least it would have garnished sympathy from people, because he would have been
Yeah.
suffering for.
The slot pass should not have been in that time capsule. I understand that they didn't want to make every power OP, because if every power was like the Diamond Veto, it would completely fuck up the game. But slot pass, that's not a power. That's not an advantage. That's just
If you're
it has nothing to do with gameplay.
if you're giving a power, give a power.
Yeah.
Never not pass is not a power. That's not how is that powerful? That's not a power. And the fact that you gave that to him as the last possible thing to win, y'all playing in that boy's face
There
so
could have
bad.
been the disruptor from All Stars where David took himself. I feel like something like that where it's just you're safe or someone is safe for the week should have been in there. Like listen, I'm not all bent out
Yeah.
of shape about it because I Drew needed to go on the fucking block because he's so far up their asses and I don't get why. And it's like maybe he'll finally wake the fuck up and realize, but it's like I have no faith in that. But it just to me it's a horrible look. The you know who the only two people are that got powers? Oh, it's the survivors. Of course the survivors are the only ones that got actual advantages. It's like, really?
I'm telling you, listen, I would love to play Big Brother one day, so I don't want to say it, but can you say the rigory? Like, come on.
I will always say this. Big Brother is not a fixed competition in that they pick who wins, but the scales are definitely tipped in a way. Like how I said at the start of this thing, that I believe that they had this comp ready to go and they saved it until Angela was on the block. I don't think that. Do I think that they saw that this was on Angela's season and that she probably would know the strategy behind it, so they made sure it was in the game? Absolutely. The same way that the balance beam came back this week. And I mean, they've been doing the balance beam, but oh, what competition was D really good at in Survivor? Because she has an abnormally large toe. Oh, the balance beam. Oh, what a coincidence. So why don't we put the balance beam around the jury phase when all the powers are going to knock out? Because I think about that too, Keisha, that the powers were designed to run out by this point. So it's like if you use your common sense, you would think the diamond veto is probably not going to be in play anymore. It's either going to be used or it's going to be up by this week. So this is
Correct.
probably when an icon needs to win the HOH. So that's what I think. I think that they just tip the scales. I don't think that they do as much as people think that they do, but they definitely do. It, and it's just, I don't think that they need that. Like last week, Kamu should not have gone home. Thog would have went home last week, and we would have had a really interesting week this week because it would
Correct.
have been D versus Kamu. I don't
Correct.
think that they need to, if they're going to bring back returning players, the returning players already have an advantage because, well, and we're calling D and Devon's returning players, but reality stars. Anytime you're putting the reality stars or veterans in Big Brother, they're always going to have an advantage because of their experience. They don't need anything else. And you know what? If you're going to put a fan vote, I guess. But all this other shit is just so unnecessary, and it's counterintuitive.
Because as you've seen, they've made it this far, even with Devon's and the Diamond Power of Veto, right?
Hmm.
D is so clever. You don't think she could have talked her way into staying
Of course she could have,
over
but
Haley and Angela?
yeah,
Like she
but
would have threw Angela, she would have threw Haley so far under the bus
mhm.
that the girls, Drew and Barrett, would have voted to keep her. Angela would have came off the block and would have kept her, and Haley would have left.
Yash was already
She,
considering using the veto on Angela. It
that's what I'm
wasn't,
saying.
yeah,
They put these people. They don't need the powers. They
no.
know how to play the game, so they play these newbies like fiddles. They don't need extra help.
And you
If
already put a group of dumbasses in there to begin
if
with.
if they needed extra help, then that is they're shitty game players. But you have
Yeah,
someone who's played Survivor twice. She's played freaking Challenge. Deb
challenge.
has played Survivor twice. Like these are seasoned veterans, not to Big Brother, but it's a reality game show. They're all very similar. You're scheming behind people's back and you're voting people out. Like it's the
Exactly.
same concept. You don't need to give them shit.
No.
They're good game players. You just put them in the house, let them manipulate all these newbies, and then let it play out.
Well, and it fucks the game up because, like you said last week, Angela, like they didn't do any type of campaigning because they didn't need to. Like,
Correct.
and it was disappointing to watch D do that because, come on, D, like you didn't have to force Devins to use his diamond veto. Like,
No.
if you had just campaigned, it's just, oh well, we've got the diamond veto. Well, I don't need
Use
to.
it. Use,
Like,
use
the first thing that went to her mind is I'm gonna go bribe Yash with this $5,000, and he's so broke, but he doesn't got $1 million like me, so
correct.
he's gonna accept it. Like, fuck off. Like, play the game.
Correct. It's disappointing.
Let me see if we got another question in the chat. They used to cast people from different walks of life. I mean, yes and no. They even back then they did cast people that were rather similar, but I would agree that way back when, I mean, you had people like Rudy who in Survivor who was like a Vietnam veteran, and he's playing with Richard Hatch who's running around butt naked on the island, and they end up becoming best friends. Like, you know, Sam Wilson says this is just an attempt to get the cyber viewers to watch Big Brother. They tried it with Sari, but she bombed, so they're making sure a survivor wins. No, I'll tell you, Sam Wilson, I'll tell you, I'm glad you brought this up. I'm telling you the reason why they put D and Devons on. Survivor 50 had the best ratings that any of the CBS shows have had in years. It had, I don't remember what the numbers were, but I mean, numbers for shows have gone downhill since COVID, and it was pulling in pre COVID numbers. So, anytime Big Brother is not, estranged to this. They brought in Frankie Grande when Ariana Grande was getting big. They brought in the returning players around the same time that Survivor did their like second chances gig. Um, even they casted Donnie, who looked like no Duck Dynasty. Remember that
Yeah.
show when that was
I love
big?
that show.
And me too. And then all those like Gina Marie when the Jersey Shore was really big. Like Big Brother stays on topic. So it's like I think what they were doing is, oh, all these people just tuned in for Survivor 50. Let's bring in Survivor 50 people. Why not? Like they could have brought in any Survivor players. They chose D and Devons. That's why. And Survivor's marketing budget is crazy. I'm starting to think that they're blowing the whole budget on the marketing, like instead of having the 39 days, because the marketing for season 50, they were doing all these press tours, they were, hosting events, like it was a big freaking deal.
And it was easy too because D was on two shows that are CBS shows. So it's easy
Yes.
to just pour her over into the next one.
And how about Jason? They brought Jason. Totally forgot about him when I was bringing up reality TV veterans. It may be an MTV show, but it's still Paramount. They brought him in too.
They brought in Frank, Sid Vicious's son, too, twice, who got the Russell viewers to come and watch.
Sid Vicious had wait, Sid Vicious's
Frank,
son?
Frank, curly hair
Frank?
Frank.
Wait, Frank is the son of Sid Vicious?
You didn't know that?
You're joking me.
Google it.
Oh, Sid Vicious from WWE. I was thinking Sid Vicious, the one that died, that they did that tasteless costume, the rocker guy.
Oh, no, that's somebody different. Sid Vicious, the wrestler.
No, Sid, the name of that guy was Sid Vicious, the rocker. That's
Oh,
who Taylor and Joseph had to dress up as back in their
oh,
season. But I was
no,
like, he had a son? I'm like,
the
it's Frank,
wrestler.
the wrestler. Yeah, I
Yeah.
forgot about that. They brought in Sid Vicious's son.
Hmm.
That's insane. I don't know.
Yeah.
Um, Jason didn't get the flair of the Survivor winners. Well, no, but
Not
they
that.
did. But it's because Survivor is actually on CBS, where Drag Race is on MTV. But it's not like they ignored the fact that he was on Drag Race. They did bring it up,
He just didn't talk about it, so he didn't get that pull from the housemates like those two did because everyone knows that they
which
were.
I thought that was a missed opportunity. The same way that the guy that was on last season of Survivor, who he produced, I think he directed or produced Black Panther. Isn't that pretty cool? Isn't that such a
Yeah,
great way to open a conversation? He didn't tell
correct.
anybody because he was like,
Crazy.
"Oh, I'm gonna get targeted over this." I'm like, "Really? No one's gonna target you over that."
Everyone's gonna want to kiss your butt because they're gonna want to ask you about it.
Yeah, I guarantee you, if Jason had said to the icons, "Well, I'm an icon too. I'm Selena Estidis, and I was on RuPaul Drag Race," like I don't think people would have targeted him. If anything, they would. Barrett and Drew would have been sucking his cock the same way they're
Correct.
sucking D. Devon's and Angela's cocks.
Correct.
And if he was in drag, like people already were starting to warm up when he was doing that teapot thing, except for Thog. But if he was walking around in drag, I think people would have, looked at him as more fun.
Yeah.
I don't know. Um, oh, I guess we should mention too. Angela won the blockbuster. Oh, I guess we did talk about that. Someone mentioned it in the chat about how it was pretty, kind of what you were saying, that Tucker gave her the advice and is pretty coincidental. I mean, nobody thought Angela was going to win anything, so I do give her kudos on that. I think everyone at this point in the game has won something, right? Except for
Mm,
Barrett.
Garrett
That's it. Even
and Mallory. I mean,
well,
and Melody.
someone pointed out Melody did win a comp. She won. Remember when they had to look around and they had to find those safety tubes? She was first place. I'm like, that barely counts. Like, it doesn't really count, but she was the first person in that. So I guess technically that's a win. Um,
Oh,
and
okay.
technically Barrett didn't win that one. So yeah, technically she won safety.
I guess
Unimpressed.
very
Um,
much so.
So I guess the last thing we could talk about is Kamu. Kamu is out the game, and people are asking him about the shit he was saying about Jason. And when they were asking him, I mean, we talked about this, and I thought back to you, and I was like, I kind of agree with Kamu because Kamu was saying that they were like, "Oh, you said keep miss me with that drag stuff," and he basically was just saying, "Look, it's fine that he does it. It's just I don't want to do it." And you know what? Like, again, when people say things in the house and you read it over a Big Brother update tweet, it can sound a lot harsher than it actually is because you're losing the tone. Like, that's why I will never go off of what I see on Twitter. I need to watch the clip before I
Mhm.
accept it. And some people just tweet shit that is not even being said. But I mean, I'm not a fan of Kamu and like all the holy roller shit. Like that's not my vibe. But if he doesn't feel comfortable in drag, he doesn't feel comfortable in drag, and that's fine. You know what I mean?
You again, it's all about context. You can't expect, again, everyone wants to feel like you have to agree with everything. You don't, right?
No.
So just because he doesn't want to do something doesn't mean he's a bad guy, and doesn't mean that he hates people who does that. That just means he doesn't want to do that. That
Where
would
the
be
yeah,
that would be like saying someone who is that would be like saying someone who's like decided to be like um a nun, and then all of a sudden someone comes and says, I'm uncomfortable with your outfit, I want you to put on this skimpy dress and skirt, and for
it's
them to
yeah.
say, I don't feel comfortable with that. Oh, you're a bad person, you're slut shaming me. Like, no, that's just not who they are as a person, and that's
Yes.
okay. We're allowed to be who we are and be okay with doing things that we want to do, and it's okay for us to do things we don't want to do. That doesn't make us a bad person.
I think the issue with him was that he was following Charlie Kirk. He was liking all of this anti-gay stuff, which I'm surprised they didn't ask him about that. That's what I would be asking. Why did you like this stuff about I don't remember what it was, but it was something basically saying gay people are an abomination. And it's like that's what you should be asking about, because like miss me with the drag stuff, that's to me that's not offensive. But it was all of that stuff surrounding it that I think put the perception. And then on top of that, the whole Tea Party situation. And that's where again, when you're on a national TV show and you're in a social experiment like this, you need to think to yourself, how is this going to come off? Is there another connotation behind doing this? And you know, you have one queer person in the house and everyone in the house is isolating them. It's just not a good look.
And again, I'm going to go back to what we were talking about earlier. When you're in a group of people, because again, Kamu said it, and you have D over here, D and Devons, do it. Oh my
Exactly.
God,
Yep.
that's an iconic moment. That's going to be talked about. Oh, do it. Oh my God, that's such a great idea. And
Yep.
then once he leaves, they're like, oh, fuck no, that shit is fucking stupid. I'm going to fucking sit there and laugh. And then when he does it, they're sitting there like disgusted, like, oh my God, I can't believe he did that. When he only did that because y'all were freaking cheerleading him and pumping up his head and telling him
Exactly.
great and how iconic of a moment it would be to have to have the massacre at the tea party.
Yeah.
So
And
he did
yeah.
it, and then all of a sudden now y'all are talking about he's the bad guy.
And it just shows who these people are. It shows that you're catty. It shows that you're, a shit stirrer in the real world. And I just don't have respect for that. Like that was a move that was not necessary. Jason was already getting backdoored, and if he wasn't winning, he was going home. So it was pointless. The same way that all this shitting on Taylor is pointless to me.
Correct. They're already on the bottom. Like when people are on the bottom, you don't kick them while they're down. Like that's just the
No.
worst thing you can do, and it's just not a good look for you. If you're that person and you're like, I don't give a fuck. Like, yeah, I did that shit. Fuck them. That's one thing. But if you want to turn around and pretend and play victim like you're this sweet innocent thing, but all you do is kick people when they're down, it's just not a good look. It just shows what type of a person you are. Game site, game be damned. It just shows what type of a person you are, because whether you're in the house or whether you're out in the street, if someone's down in the dumps, you don't kick them while they're down.
No,
And
you
when you're
don't.
doing it on national TV over and over and over again, you're the one that ends up looking like an asshole.
Yeah. I, I'm telling you right now, I know me that I would never kick someone while they're down. To me it shows more on you than that person. Like even
Yep.
like well, I don't want to use the name of someone I hate, but someone I hate, when I have been in a game with someone actually no, I'll use the example of someone I played on Beast games with. Fucking hated this guy. This guy said some shit to me about, "Oh, you're irrelevant." And I said to him in that moment, I said, "Well, you're gonna go home before I do. Trust and believe." He did end up going home before I did, and I remember seeing his ass walking out crying because he was eliminated. I could have easily went up to him and twerked in his face and be like, "Ha ha, you're going home, loser," and let him go. Why do I give a fuck? He's gone, and he ended up Facebook friending me after the show. Very weird, but and I could have talked shit then too. But to me, it's a poor reflection of yourself. You don't need to do that.
Correct. Any more questions?
Let me see. Barrett, Aaron Hughes, Barrett not being. There's 27 of you. Come on, y'all. Put some shit in the chat. Um, Barrett not being the only one to win anything, not getting voted in from his alliance is genuinely funny. Yeah, I mean, you think about that too. FAP, all the members of FAP have been voted in except for him, and he doesn't know all his friends have been campaigning for him.
Correct. Correct. But
D,
they're everyone but Drew are seeing it.
yeah, Drew
Gotcha.
is just if Drew was a more socially aware player, then he he probably would be in a really great spot. But it's like he's not aware that they were gonna take him out a couple weeks ago. He's not aware that they don't trust him. He's not aware that he's the target. He's not aware that Barrett's not a good ally. He's not aware of anything.
He all he had he has tunnel vision, and all he sees is be good with icons, be good with icons. Fuck what else is going on around here. I just need to be good with icons. Am I good with icons? No. Damn. Let me figure out how I can still be good with icons. Am I good with the icons? No. Damn. Let me see how I
Who
can, like, that's literally all he's doing all
who
day long
was
is figuring out to
comforting
save
him?
himself.
Who was comforting him when he was on the block and he was crying about maybe going home? Who? Taylor.
Taylor.
But who is he shit talking?
He was
Taylor.
lock in, baby boy.
Like give me a fucking break.
Correct. That's what I said. All he sees is how he can make the icons like him. Even when they're freaking stabbing him in the back, he still will run around with that bloody knife hanging out of his back, still figuring out how he can fix things. It's like an abusive relationship. The
yes.
guy is beating the shit out of her, and her friends are telling her, "You need to get away from him." And he's like, but she loves me, but he loves me, and gets punched a few more times. It's okay. He said he'll never do it again, and then does it again.
He's desperate to be accepted by people with a great reputation. Devons and Dee are legends of Survivor, of the modern Survivor. And I would say Angela has probably cemented herself as a legend of the newer seasons of the show. Whether you like her or don't like her, she's easily the most memorable of.
Well, that's why she's there.
Yeah, well, I think even if she wasn't on this season, if I thought back to the last, the post-COVID era of, the show, what comes to my mind is Tiffany, Angela, Rachel, Keanu, and I'm trying to think who else. Felicia. Like those are the people that come to my mind.
Yeah.
Tucker. Yeah, Tucker. So it's like he wants to get in with these people that already have the fan base, and I think it just comes from a level of like fanboyism too. And that's why like you should never be getting infatuated with these people. I know for me, I have never gone to one of these fucking reality TV events and been like, "Oh my god, I'm so excited to meet you. Oh my god, can I just have a picture with you? Oh my gosh, like, do you think you could help me get on the show? Like, oh my gosh, like, you're so amazing, and like, you gotta tell me everything about you." No, like, uh, if I do talk to any of them, which I mind you, I'm not really interested in talking to most of them because most of them have a big fucking ego, just like Angela D and Devon's, thinking that you should kiss the ground they walk on. I had that experience with Josh when I didn't give a fuck about Josh. I didn't even like pay him any mind at the fucking show. But he's like, "Oh, do you want a picture?" I'm like, "No, I don't want a picture with you." This was right. This was for season 20, right after he had won 19. He's walking around VIP like he was somebody.
Mm.
Like, bitch, you didn't win Big Brother. Paul lost Big Brother. But that's just me. Um, but most people are not like that. When I go to these parties, I see people like Barrett, people like Drew, but mostly people like Barrett, that they go up to these reality stars. They literally they wait on their beck and call. They wait around them until they're done talking to one person so they can slide in and be the next person so they could tell them all this bullshit and nerd out about the show and take pictures. Nothing wrong with that, of course, but it's like these reality stars couldn't give a shit about you. You know why I never had interest in going to those watch parties? Because before I did Beast Games and I became considered a reality star, all these reality stars would hide away in VIP away from fans because they had no interest being around the fans because they don't give a fuck about the fans because the fans are fucking weirdos or they think they're better than the fans. And I've been in VIP and because they don't know who the fuck I am, they still act that way, giving fucking weird looks to me and shit. So it's like
I look,
what
I'm a reality star junkie. Like I love reality TV, but
mm,
I don't fangirl over nobody. Okay. John, perfect example. Johnny Bananas. He
yes.
was originally from Orange County. I my sister literally went to school at Cal State Fullerton. We would go to this bar that he
Hmm.
was at almost every weekend.
Oh
And
wow.
people would be all like, oh my God, he'd have his own little, oh, I never once walked past that shit because you know why? I didn't care. He was another person just like me. You just
Exactly.
happen to be on TV. I don't care, right? Would never. You want to know the only person I would ever kind of fangirl out about? That's would only be CT. Why? Because CT is like my childhood. Like I feel like we grew up together and we have the same birthday. And I freaking love CT. I think he's freaking badass. He's
Yeah.
the only person that I might go up to and be like, I remember you when you were a kid because I was too. And I
Yeah.
probably joke and say we share the same birth date, so we're kind of related. And that would probably be the end of it. And I
To
would never
me,
take
that's
anything else
better.
to go.
To me, that's more interesting. I would much rather have a nice chat with someone that I find interesting than selfie. Oh, can you tell Jeff Probst to fucking get my Survivor tape? Which these people have no control over casting, by the way. So stop harassing these motherfuckers. I can't tell you how many times I would see people at these parties doing that shit. But I mean, it's because Keisha, we're not fucking desperate, and we're not, we're rational. These
No.
people aren't Whitney Houston.
I've
Okay.
been around a lot of them in
Mm.
real life because again I lived in California. I never cared. Like I would I I'm not gonna go and try to squeeze in between and be like, say hi to me from over here. Like I don't care. At the end of the day, like you're a normal person just like me.
Yeah. They're all regular people, and I'm telling you,
We
when
just make a
they're
little
not
more
at
money.
these reality events, they're not celebrities.
Correct. And you're not millionaires because y'all still work.
They're famous for not being
And
millionaires. They're
y'all
famous
don't
for losing.
right. And you don't none of y'all are living in like mansions. Like y'all are living a normal, regular life just like the rest of us. Like it's all right. We're good.
Yeah. But having that mentality of fanboying over people, it's gonna mean you're not gonna be good at the game because it means you have a lower self-esteem and it means
Yeah.
that you will bend over backwards for people that don't really give a fuck about you. Like, uh,
Mm-mm.
I don't know. It's just
True. Perfect example.
I only go to the watch parties because now I get, I don't have to pay such some of these watch parties they charge like 50, $60 and people pay it. And I'm like, "Oh my
Yeah.
fucking God." But it's worth it to them. So it's like I get it, but it's like, I go because I know people there and I bring Kira with me and we have a fun time. So to me it's worth it, but I like there's people that they travel out of their way to go to these parties.
Could never be me.
They go to LA for the finale. Like, I just don't get it.
Mm-mm.
Pardon the lurking. Last time you called me misguided, just self-reflecting. Well, good for you, unconscious zone. Um,
Hey, you're back.
yeah, no, I'm glad he's back too. Aaron
Well,
Hughes said, I wish these people were more focused on competing than being an alumni. I said that on Evil Dick's
period.
podcast the other day.
So
Like,
true.
it's really true. They're more obsessed with being an alumni than being a player.
Can you get through the game? You are once you get on the show, you're already an alumni, but can you get through the show before you start worrying about what's going to happen outside the show, outside the house? Like you're still in the house.
Well, and you know what too? If your goal is to be a alumni, oh, I'm a Survivor alumni, Big Brother alumni,
No one
like
remembers you.
no one knows who you are.
Great title.
Look, yeah.
Go hang it on your wall somewhere where no one will care.
Oh, I'm Adrian. Bread. Oh, I'm posting about my bread. Oh, I'm Matt. Crazy eyes. Oh, Angela's obsessed with me. Everyone's so toxic. Oh, I'm dating Mackenzie, but she cheated on me or whatever. Like,
Wow.
allegedly. It's like, if you're going on for that purpose, why not, kill the game? Be a great player. Be memorable. At least Keanu, who very clearly only went on the show for clout, at least he had the decency to actually be entertaining, give us moments, and like win competitions and and get into fights and shit. So like fuck off with all this shit. Janelle was not famous because Janelle was pandering to the camera and doing little in jokes or dressing up like past house guests. Dr. Will is not famous for you know anything other than being like like I don't know. Also, it's a little embarrassing when you see these people that got like 16th place walking around like they're the shit when they go to these fucking things or they sign up for the or whatever, and it's like 5 years from now, people are not going to know who you are. You think people remember Glenn from the Boogie Down Bronx in Big Brother 18?
Right now, no one remembers who Adrian is. I didn't even remember he played until you brought up the bread.
Oh yeah, he's one of the least memorable people.
Like, sir, you can capitalize for about 2.5 seconds once you get out of the house. After that,
yes,
no one gives two shits about you. You guys were on TikTok live getting tons of watchers while the game was still happening. But once the game is over, nobody cares about you. Nobody remembers you at all because you didn't do anything to remember. The only reason people remember Crazy Eyes is because of Angela, not because of him.
Exactly.
They don't remember him, they remember Angela.
And now his legacy has nothing to do with the show. His legacy now is that he's a fucking weirdo that like he is the pinnacle of clout chasers from Big Brother. I don't think anybody has been as desperate for attention and 15 minutes of fame than that guy. I think the only person that comes close is Big D. Big D is desperate to go on another show, and it's really fucking with him that they've asked every other member of the cookout but him.
But he's also not physically fit enough for them to want him on another show. Like, what other show would they put him on? They're not going to put him on Survivor. They're not going to put him on the challenge. He wants to go on the challenge, but they're not going to put him on the challenge. Like, come on.
Come on, Derek.
The last comp they had them diving down and underwater, and they had to come up in a freaking will catch their breath, and you're not going to survive. They're going to have to throw the divers are going to have to come get you.
If I'm not in shape and I go to the if I go to the gym 4 or 5 times a week and I'm not in good enough shape to go on the fucking challenge, I'm sorry, you're not in good enough shape to go on the challenge, Big D.
And it's not a diss against him. It's just sense is going to tell you you're not physically fit enough to go on these other shows, right? If Amazing Race, you would have to find a good partner that they felt like would be good entertainment to go with you for them to put you on the Amazing Race.
It's just
if Tiffany said, I'll go on the Amazing Race with Derek, that would be the only time he would get on the Amazing Race.
Yeah. It's just with shows like The Traitors, they're only picking the most legendary Big Brother players. Survivor's only brought on Beast Mode Cowboy because Jeff Probst fucking hates Jeff Probst loathes Big Brother. I was very shocked to even see this I guarantee you this crossover was the network, not Jeff. So Big D is not, if they're gonna put a Big Brother person on Survivor, it's gonna be someone like Tucker or Janelle or Rachel that has like a big name behind them, like not Big D who sat around on the blue couch all season doing nothing. And then the challenge, like you said, like he's way too out of shape, and I think he was pissed off when X, Kyland, and especially Tiffany were getting calls for the challenge. But it's like, yeah, Tiffany's in her 40s, but Tiffany won HOHs and competitions, and and she's in pretty good shape. Like Tiffany still, and is she in her 50s yet, Tiffany?
I don't think so. I think she's
She's um she's 46. So she's not so but she's close
she's
to
my
50.
age.
Oh yeah. So but I think that she could still go on the challenge.
Yeah, if she wanted to, but I don't think she wants to. Tiffany's good. She she
She's on
she
Destination X.
yeah, she's one person that like she does things that she wants to do, not things just to do things.
Yeah, I think that Big D, if he's gonna go on another show, he has to lower himself and he needs to be applying for things. Like Kelly from Survivor is on 99 to beat right now.
Yeah,
And randos from other shows are going on stuff, but they're going on like things where it's not the reality show, like them being a reality star that's getting them on. It's just rando shows. Like Beast Game, he could probably get on Beast Games if he applied.
just don't be so on a high horse that you think that you're above everyone and you can't do those smaller shows. Just take whatever you can get. Use your platform of being on Big Brother to get on those smaller shows. And then if you do good there, maybe then those bigger shows will want to pick you up.
Exactly. Someone, it's unconscious zone. Here he comes again, being a contrarian. Said you need to stay with paid formats if that's the energy you approach with these shows. You would not survive Big Brother. I don't know what kind of shows he's talking about, but
Talking to us, like in
yeah, he's
us.
talking to us.
I know, but is he saying like for us to go on shows? Because neither one of us
Oh, I think he like are you talking about us on Conscious Zone or are you talking about the people in the game that we're shitting on? I think he's talking about them.
in the game.
Um
Yeah, yeah,
no,
that's what.
I agree with him. He should go on they should go on stuff like Love Island where you're not trying to win a prize. Um Big
You're
D
just
could
trying to
go on
catch.
Traders, but that's his only shot. I don't think they're calling him for Traders.
Mm-mm.
Big
His,
D,
his personality doesn't fit the archetype that they would want for traders.
no. And if they're going to pull someone from Big Brother, they're going to pull a legend. They have not pulled any, like, and I'm sorry, Big D's not a legend. Like, even in the
That's why
cookout,
that's why they had
yeah,
Tiffany there.
Tiffany's a legend. Tiffany won America's favorite. Like,
Yeah,
Kyland would get called, X would get called. Not Big D. Big D, you didn't do anything all season. Like, what is not clicking? Nothing you do on social media is counted. They're not watching your weight loss journey. They're not watching you shit talk the way. Like, all they know about you is that you were calling women bitches on the show and Azza and shitting on Azza and saying they don't deserve it. Like, and you sat on the couch the whole season. Like, that's all they saw about you, okay?
correct.
So, yeah, you gotta give it a rest. Scream forward. Scream for edits. This is why I can't form an opinion on D. I can tell she's here to play the game, um, but her smugness. D is very smug.
Facts.
I don't think
Whoever
it's the edit. I
that,
think she's smug.
she's smug as shit all the time.
Yeah, I do agree with you, Scream for edits. It's kind of turned me off from her.
It's yeah, she really does. She has that smug little smirk on her face, and then she was like, when Devins pulled up and she jumped up and she was like, "I knew it." I was just like, "Girl, can you sit down? Like, it's not your moment. It's his moment."
And his moment was dead. Like that ceremony was very anticlimactic.
Very much so. And again, that's how bad of a read they have in the house. Because I knew that Kamu wasn't gonna blow up. Kamu's not the type of person to blow up. He's not that
Yeah.
kind of guy. He's gonna be like, good game, bro. Like he's a gamer. Like he gets punched in the face on a regular basis. Like, and he's okay with that.
Yeah.
You think you snaking him and putting him on the block is gonna make him come out of his character? No, he's gonna say,
Mm-mm.
"You got me. Good job. Like, good job." And for her to be like, smug, like, oh my god, I can't.
No, it's it.
Ever
I
you
mean that they always say people go on these shows and they ruin their reputations when they go on it. Unconscious Zone is saying no us, and I think he's talking about me. my approach to the game wouldn't work. He said, "Your approach is to be villainous." No, no, that's not my approach in games. I don't. My approach is not to be. If anything, I'm nice. Do you know how many people in Beast games I convinced to not quit? I convinced this young mom not to quit. Like, I'm not a villain in that way. I'm a villain in the way I'm going to tell you you're a fucking bitch. That's the villain I am. But, and I don't know. Joker, official Joker says D is a villain. Yeah, she is a villain. I think from her original season, she was a villain too.
Yeah. The only difference is on Survivor, you only saw the edited version, which was
Yes.
a very small snippet. In Big Brother, this is where people mess up, is that they don't understand or grasp the concept of how much we see when you watch the live feeds. We see all, not just the little edited bits and pieces that they show the casual viewers, but the people who watch the live feeds, they know and see all. So all the nasty things she says and all the smug little moments and all the
Yep.
behind the back shit talking, the bitches and the fucking stupid idiot bitches, all that shit, people see it. So
No
like,
amount of veneers can hide the nastiness.
and there's no sugarcoating, there's no cover up, there's no hiding it. It's all out in the open. So you can't say you didn't say it, and you
Yes.
can't use the, like today. She was like, Drew's parents, I love Drew so much, but fuck that guy. Not in this game. He's a fucking dumbass. Blah 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 blah. Like you can't do that because people are not don't care that you hide behind the niceness, nice little, but yet you're being like a villainous little twat the whole time. Like they're not gonna like that.
Oh, people like people that stand on business, as the kids would say. For me, the reason I loved Evil Dick as a kid was that he was an asshole and he owned being an asshole. Like he didn't go cry behind the fucking like Josh blow up on someone and then go cry about it behind the scene. Like no. Janelle,
Mm-hmm.
same thing. And Dr. Will, like all these villains, they stood on business. But it's like nowadays, I can't think of the last villain, maybe Rachel, like the last villain that really stood. Mickey. Mickey stood on business as a villain and a mean girl. I would say Mickey did. But no, people they just don't stand on business anymore. And D D hides it behind her pearly white veneers and smiling.
Mm-hmm. And her
So
flirting.
her flirting, yeah. Her punani is doing, running
Yeah.
laps around all of them.
Listen, we don't know nothing about that, okay?
It's well, I mean, it's keeping her in the game with Barrett.
Well, yeah.
Scream for Edit says, "Did you guys see the clip of Taylor confronting Drew about she was crying about the Yes, I saw that. Remember when Taylor went up to Drew and said, "Why did you tell Haley that I was crying when she won HOH?"
Oh
And
yeah,
he didn't.
she snapped on him because he tried to be like, oh well, because your makeup was streaming. She was like, it was from Jason when he got evicted. I was crying and I just didn't clean
Yeah.
off my makeup.
But
Yeah,
that wasn't Taylor's not a villain, and that wasn't a villainous thing. That was just her standing on business, which is why I like
and it
her.
wasn't her. She didn't go off on him. She didn't yell and make a scene. She
Yeah.
just asked him like and said, don't do that
Yeah.
because you're ruining my game. She's allowed to. She's allowed. D does it all the time. D says, "Oh, you said my name. Well, why did you?" Blah, blah, blah. She said the same thing to him. Like, why did you say that about me? Why are you trying to, tell D that I wasn't happy that she won, that I was crying over it when that's not
Yeah.
what it was.
Exactly. And that was good of her.
That wasn't aggressive. That was just her confronting him for
Confronting
for
him.
for putting out a narrative that wasn't true.
And that's what she should have done. Because letting that narrative fester would have gotten her at, well, she was being targeted anyway, but it would have gotten her
Correct.
targeted.
Would have made it
Um,
worse.
Let me see what the next person. Drew has been a loyal spy and they crucify him. I know, he has horrible taste and he should be flipping on them. Aaron says, I feel like Angela is only seen as negative because her edit isn't an underdog. Well, listen, I'm a fan of Angela, but Angela, I understand why people don't like her. There's moments where I don't like Angela either. Angela is probably the most two-faced person in that house.
But is
Like,
she underdog though? Wait, reread that question
no,
because
he what he's
Angela ain't
saying
no
is
underdog.
people liked her last time because she was an underdog, and they don't like her this time because she's not an underdog anymore. I do understand that. I do think that's true. I think that if Angela was an underdog, people would probably be rooting for her because people always like to root. But that's why people don't like any returning player. They always bring back underdogs like Paul, and then when they're not underdogs anymore, people don't root for them. But even still, Angela does weird shit. It's kind of why I like her because she's entertaining, but she does weird shit. Like not backing up Lala when Lala put her neck on the line for Angela. Like, I understand why people don't like that. I don't like that.
Correct.
So, but I do agree with you on that part. Um, D mad that Drew is not chasing her like a puppy dog. Absolutely. Oscar said, "Who are you rooting for this season?" Well, I mean, right now I'm rooting for. I kind of want Lala. I'm kind of rooting for Lala. I'm gonna be honest, but I mean, I would be. I just don't think that Taylor is. I don't think they're gonna get their neck off of Taylor, so I don't think she's gonna win. So I kind of would rather her just go, so she doesn't have to be miserable for the rest of the summer. Um, Whereas Lala, I think Lala does have mileage because I think people underestimate her, and I could see Lala actually pulling it off. I don't know if a jury would give her the votes, but I could see her pulling off getting to the end. So I mean, I would say like I'm rooting for Lala. I would if things change, I would like to see Taylor do well. I am rooting for Angela. But then I mean, other than that, like they're all chops to me. How about you, Keisha?
It's hard to root for anyone that's left in the house right now
Yeah,
because at this moment in time, I don't see a winning path for anybody that's not Dee, Devins, or Angela.
I agree with that.
And I hate that I have to say that because, again, unfair advantage. So I don't even like the fact that they're all possibly going to make it to jury. That's like so gross to me. Um, but again, that's the choices that these people that are in the house with them are making. Um, I would want Taylor. I'm rooting for Taylor, but I
Mm.
see her having a very hard road because at the end of the day, she is the number one target for the people who have all the power. I
Uh-huh.
want to root for Yash, but Yash just put himself in a really bad predicament.
Yeah. Uh,
And I
he
wanted
yeah.
to root for Mallory,
Mm.
but she has no spine either. Because she could have won this HOH from what it sounds like, but
She threw it.
she didn't want to have to make show her cards. So she threw it, and now look, all her people are on the block.
Exactly. Uh, she could have used this week to get out at minimum Thog. You could get Thog out. But you should be trying to get out Angela, D, and Devons. Put all their asses. I would say put all three icons on the fucking block. They don't have any more powers. Put the
Correct.
get them out.
That's what I don't understand. Like you have their backs are against the wall right now. So why would you care if you win and you put them up? Because no matter what they say to Taylor, Yash, and Lala, you didn't put up Taylor, Yash, and Lala. So why would they care what Dee or Devins say about you guys being in an alliance before? Obviously, that alliance didn't mean shit because I just put all three of their asses on the block and they have no powers to save themselves. So
And
let the two of them fight it out. We
yeah,
get rid of one of them, and then if all of us work together, we get okay. So they have Barrett, and they kind of have Drew. Okay, so then it's them four against the rest of us.
exactly. And it's very dangerous to have someone in the game that has Big Brother working for them. And my
Right.
thought would be I can't trust D, and I can't trust Devins. I wouldn't really trust Angela, but Angela for a lesser degree, just because Angela's not the one doing the flip-flopping or using the powers. But Devins himself fucked over Yash when they're supposed to be tight, and Kamu when they're supposed to be tight. He fucked
And
over
Rome.
Rome when and that was all
Why
Angela that
so
got
but
him.
so why don't you open your eyes and see that they don't value people who are
No.
loyal to them? Because all the people that have been loyal to them, they have turned on and they have gotten rid of, and they
Yes.
just replace them with you.
And that's dangerous because when are they going to replace you? Because if you look at the
Correct.
pattern, they keep flipping on people. And it's what is the pattern? They're flipping on players that can win competitions and
Correct.
players that are good socially. Out of all of the newbies left in the game, best at competitions is probably a toss up between Yash and Mallory. Best socially, it's Mallory. Nobody in that house has a bad thing to say about Mallory. So
Correct.
if I was in Mallory's mind, I would be scared that the back door is going to be me. I wouldn't be surprised if isn't the back door going to be Mallory?
I don't know because she didn't say, but
I'm thinking it is.
there's no other option. It's one of them.
They know that the mosh pit is not going to last.
Because she said she's not doing Haley because now Kamu's gone, so she's Haley's the new replacement. They put
Smart.
up Drew. They're gonna push out Mallory and Melody, and then now they have Yash in their pocket. So they have Yash in their pocket, and they have Haley in their pocket.
Yeah, I mean,
It's like they literally just recycle, and then the people that they're being recycled by, it's like, don't you see the common denominator is those three, and then people around them are getting tossed left and right, and then they're bringing in new people to toss left and right while those three still sit safe. Like, I don't
yep.
understand it. The second that Devin used his power and you knew what D's $5,000 power was, it's freaking open season. All three of them could get it. Let me
It should
win
have
so
been
I
game on.
and let them have to sweat because they have nothing to save themselves. Let them sweat, let them fight it out. Why would you let D win to put up people that are working with you that wouldn't put you up, that have told you
Hmm.
themselves that they want to go after them?
But
Why?
Keisha, this is where I can't root for Yash because Yash was so fixated on, yeah, bro, we're gonna bro this out. Oh, those are my boys. Oh, yeah, like I don't want a guy going, fuck that shit. Yeah, we're gonna rock it out. I'm getting a chick out of this game. So fucking hell-bent on that shit that he messed up his HOH. Haley
Correct.
should have never been on the block
Correct.
at all. It
Because then she
should
would
have
never.
been it should have been Angela, D, Devins, period. If you trust Devins too much, you put Barrett on the block because you know that
Right.
Barrett is working with them. And at minimum, it would have been guaranteed that somebody would have gone home from that side. Someone would have. Guaranteed. So I don't know, but it should have just been Devins. I'm sorry, you're a pawn, but I gotta put all three icons on the block. That's just it. It's like, what has Devins done for Yash besides get haircuts from him and tell him his haircut is good?
Nothing.
Which I can't believe that Devins is saying we gotta keep Yash so he could keep cutting my hair. You want him to cut your hair?
He said he likes it.
Is
He
he
was in the gym.
blind?
He was in the gym and he was really like feeling himself. He was like, I really like this haircut.
I'm not
Feeling
surprised his
himself.
taste is questionable.
So,
I really can't believe that is ridiculous. This is why he lost Survivor all the times that he did. Um, Dylan, do you think this season proves that D is still the best New Era player, or is it Kyle in your opinion? I mean, I would need to see Kyle play Big Brother. Survivor and Big Brother are two very different games. And I mean, Kyle and D had very similar games. Um, I don't think D is a bad player. I just think that, Big Brother is a different beast. And I would like to see D playing this game without production backing her up and all these advantages being thrown at her. Like I can't even give her a fair judgment. But yeah, I would need to see Kyle play, you know. Um D manager. I'm trying to catch up to the next one. You honestly think you could spend 3 months in a house with all those delicious candidness flowing out the first sign of a threat? My young Padawan, unconscious. Listen, I don't sit on. Well, I was about to say, Keisha, do I talk like this outside of lives? I do talk like this outside of lives. You see me go off, but
Yeah.
I'm not like this. I wasn't like this on the Beast games. I don't go around every day to people saying "fuck you, bitch," blah blah blah. This is how I am around my friends. But I don't know. It's like, yes, I could go around 3 months without cussing people out. I don't get the Taylor hate. Scorchy also said that true, Keisha. He liked what you were saying. Um, why would Drew suggest Lala or Taylor to Yash? He did. He,
No, that's what Dee was trying to tell him. When
oh,
her name came up, he was like, well, telling Drew, like, why wouldn't you like suggest someone else? And he was like, who? Lala and Taylor? Like, he's not going to put them up.
of course not. Scream for edits. I never forgot how she low key bullied Lisa. Oh, he's talking about Angela. So whenever she cries, I don't feel bad. Okay, well, first of all, Scream for edits. Angela has never cried for 1 second that she has been on any of like the 5 or 6 different shows she's been on. Her face has always been as dry as the Sahara Desert. I
Right.
don't know if she got into like a car accident or something that broke her tear ducts, but
Now, Dylan.
like that's the only thing I could think of. Like, because she definitely didn't get plastic surgery. Um, but that moment where she was mocking how Lisa walked was very funny though, because Lisa was also another one that remember her put glitter on
Yes,
everything.
correct.
God, she was feeding them microplastics. I would be so mad. Why are you putting glitter on my food? Um, this week should be a double when do you think that the double eviction is happening?
I don't think it's this week only because it's the 1,000th episode and there's a whole lot of shit happening on that night. I think it would be too, there's not enough time to do
Yeah,
all the double eviction. I think it would be the following week to go into,
yeah,
because when does jury start next? Not this week, next week, right?
next week.
Well, no, because today's Friday. So not this coming week, the following week.
Yeah, once
So
top nine.
I think it's that one. So this one, this Thursday, I don't think it is because again, it's that special 1,000 and it has it's all these people. It's too much going on.
Yeah.
What I think it will be the following one, and like they always do, and then it's one out, and then the first one in jury.
They like to wait until later on in the game, which I do kind of get because the game is much more interesting when there's a lot of people in the house. Once it gets down to only a few people, the feeds are boring. I mean,
Correct.
that's just how it is. So I do understand it. But I wish I'm ready for a double because the game
Me
is
too.
starting to drag for me.
Me too. It's like just move some bodies already. It's fine.
I think this week would have been the perfect week to do a double.
Yeah. I just don't think. I just personally don't think there's enough time. There's too much going on.
What do you think they're doing? They said something about, oh, we're doing a never before crazy twist for the 1,000th episode. What do you think they're gonna do?
I don't freaking know.
I don't know either.
It's a Big Brother. Like, who knows what they're gonna do? There's so much speculation, but they say it's never been done before. So then, like, we can't even guess because it's like there's been so much. Big Brother has done so much shit. Like, who can remember all the twists and turns they've done? You know what I mean?
You know what I would like? I would like them to bring in the triple eviction, not the one they did, which totally flopped. Do the
BB28.
triple eviction from Big Brother Canada, where you
Yeah,
3 people on the block,
yeah,
2 go home, save one. Get rid of
yeah,
2 body. That would be great. I would love
yeah.
that.
That shit is crazy.
I love it.
Like, wow, that's wild. Like, you literally just vote out two people. You
Yeah.
only vote to save one. Like, you're not even voting out two people. You're voting to save one person.
And it kind of works because if some let's say that it was Drew, Barrett, Melody on the block. Now we're getting a little
Drew,
interesting.
Barrett, Melody.
Melody. Now it gets a little interesting because okay, we
Drew would
want
go automatic.
Drew goes, but
Drew's gone.
now you're gonna have a crop of people trying to save Melody and a crop that
Correct.
are trying to save Barrett rather
Correct.
than targeting. So you're gonna get one person that is a fucking flop. Melody and Barrett are both flops. One's gonna go.
Yeah. It would all depend on who was that HOH.
Yeah, well, for a nomination like that, I feel like that would be like a La La nom set. Or oh no, Yash. That would be a Yash nom set with the deal he made.
Yeah. And then
Or a Thog. I could see Thog doing that.
not if the other side is still there. But if say Yash was to do that,
They would need it would
again, it
depend
would be the
on what
same time on
round it happened.
who's still in the house.
Well, because if
And
it's
so the
between
three,
Melody and Barrett, I Mallory would save him. Would save Melody. Latrice would
mhm,
save Melody. Taylor would save Melody. It would be close. I feel like Yash would save Melody too.
I, but not if he's HOH. It would
Not if he's
be
well, it might tie. And if it ties, then
Melody.
he would
Melody would probably leave because if Thog was still there, she would save Barrett, and then the three icons would save Barrett.
yeah, that's true. It'd be a 4-3.
Mm-hmm.
Well, but one would need to be gone this week. So it
Yeah,
doesn't yeah,
it would be
but
a tie. But I would love for a triple. Um, I don't know. I'm looking forward to. I just hate that they didn't give any like inkling on what's gonna happen on this 1000th episode. Like all we know is a bunch of old players, some of them washed up, are gonna
thirsty
come
players.
are gonna come back for an award.
Guess
They
you know what's
should have
so
just
funny?
mailed it to them, dropped it off
So
FedEx,
guess what they're doing with these alumni?
putting them in the audience.
Nope. They're gonna be in the basement. They don't even get to sit in the fucking audience.
So then why are they gonna be there?
That's what I'm saying. What's the point? You know
Are they
why? They're
gonna
gonna keep them in the basement. They're gonna keep them in the green room, and then when it's time at the end of the show, they'll take a big picture, smile everybody, cheese,
oh,
and they'll take a big group photo and say happy 1000 episodes. They'll put it on Instagram. And you know
is
what they'll do is if anybody that shows up is nominated for an award that they win, they'll bring them out. That's what they'll do.
or what if they do it like, remember back in the day, like the old school like award ceremonies where like you're sitting in the audience and they call you for your award, and you come up and you like get your little moment and you smile
Yeah,
with it, and then like you're done.
that'd
Like
be
I
cute.
basement, and it's like they announce it, like Julie will announce it up in the state um in the studio, and then they'll pan to downstairs to the person getting their award.
Well, that would be cute. Is Big Brother Unlocked considered its own separate entity? Like, oh, there's 5 episodes of Unlocked, or is it considered part of the amount of episodes of Big Brother?
No, I think it's its own thing.
Because I was gonna say Unlocked would be a perfect one to do 1,000 I feel like the 1,000th episode should be something special that doesn't need to really be focused on the game itself. It should be focused on the legacy of the show. Something similar to I remember they released I don't remember what it was called, but they released something for the 25th anniversary where it was just a look back and they brought in house guests and it was this whole thing and Julie like do something like that or something like you were saying cuz 1,000 episodes is a big deal. Only
Yeah,
soap operas get to 1,000 episodes. I don't even
correct.
think Survivor is that close in episodes.
Yeah, so I don't know. We'll find
Survivor
out
has
Thursday.
done Survivor's only done 700 episodes. So, um, let me see if there's any other good questions before we wrap this up.
Yeah, we've been here for a minute.
I know. Well, we had a lot to catch up on.
Yeah.
Hi Dave. They are doing it because they're weak people and D and Devon's intimidate. I agree. Join the Navy. Who is they in the title? Just curious who hates Taylor. They all hate Taylor. Everyone. Lala even hates Taylor now. I think the only person in that house that does not hate Taylor or hate on Taylor in any capacity is Yash. And I would say surprisingly, Thog is not really hating on Taylor.
Nah, she's not. No, she literally was like, I can't wait for Taylor and Lala to leave. She's lumping them back together again.
Oh, she is? Okay, well then
Yeah,
fuck her.
because Dee and Angela convinced her that Taylor is bad. The
Oh,
only
okay.
person that's not is actually Mallory. Mallory and Josh.
Oh yeah, Mallory is sticking up
Melody
for.
too. Melody, like, she likes Taylor a lot, but she's not gonna ever stick her neck out for her.
No, of course she's not. So the crossovers. Ooh, the Joker. They treat the POCs like slaves, not gonna lie. Cooking, cleaning, cutting hair. I mean, well, that's what we were saying before earlier in the stream, that it's not a
I
good look.
I will say again, these are decisions and choices that Taylor, Lala, and Yash are deciding to do. So no one's making them do it. People have told them to stop doing it and make other people do it themselves, but they can't live in filth and they like to cook.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
they choose to do it. I just feel like the people aren't very appreciative of it and they use it against them as a weapon, which is very disgusting.
Yes. Aaron says, "Can I drop a hot take? As much as we hate him, Kamu staying would have made the game more interesting." No, I
Oh
agree
yeah.
with you. I mean, he should not have gone last week. I think that the producers fucked it up by putting the diamond veto in the game because if they had to fight, I think all the icons would still be here, but we would have lost Thog, and then they would have had to gone after Kamu this week.
This would have been a completely different episode, different week if Common was still there.
Yeah, exactly. Angela is extremely rude and manipulative, not even for her game, just her natural ways. Reminds me of the president. Yo,
Angela
Angela,
Angela is very manipulative and
she
very rude
she
for
got a little bit of Trump in
absolutely
her.
no reason for no reason at all. That is a true statement. She is very much that.
Listen, she's a Karen. She's a super Karen. That's what I've been calling her all season. She's super Karen. I still like Angela because she is a mess. She reminds me very much of Heatherly Cameron and Gloria, and it's entertaining to watch. But I mean, as like a person, I can understand why people don't like her, and I probably wouldn't get along with her in the house. Um, but yeah, I mean that's Angela's MO is crying Sahara Desert tears and manipulating people. Um,
Yeah.
Probably Zingbot next week. Yeah, I would say so. The production team said they'll Hi Oscar said they'll reveal the big twist at episode 1000. Okay. No blockbuster. I hope that the blockbuster goes uh when jury starts. Revenge of the Thog, Drubaka in the Cake Ground. You love you some Star Wars references there on Conscious Zone. Could have been an email attachment. I agree, Joker. Could have been this nominations could have been email. Oscar said, "I hope the double eviction doesn't mean Yash and Taylor go home." I mean, it might. Well, they're not going to get rid of Yash for now because Yash can't put them up. Survivor only gets one episode a week. Yes, wouldn't be me cooking or cleaning for the. I agree with you. What two did you vote for the rewards? I didn't vote. Did you?
I voted for Taylor.
Yeah, that's what I would have done, but I didn't vote. I didn't
I voted
remember.
for Taylor. Even though I knew it wasn't going to be enough, I didn't care. I still wanted to vote for her.
Yeah. Well, and Danielle Reyes was pushing for her. Even though she said, I don't understand. She said Barrett was her favorite player. I'm like, what? Barrett, please. Um, well, thank you guys for tuning in. This was a lot of, you know what I think it is, Keisha? You know how we've said before, we compete with Rob as a podcast. And
Yeah.
it's like right now we're doing it when no one else is. Maybe we should be doing shows on days where the episodes are not out.
Yes, Dylan.
I don't know. That's maybe that's what we should be doing. Um,
Day after, day after.
well, thank you all so much for watching. We'll be back probably Sunday. Follow me at Slightly Bitta, and then you'll know for sure. Or better yet, why don't you subscribe? Duh. These shows are so much more fun when we get to talk with you guys in the audience, and most of you motherfuckers wait till the day after to watch, so nicer to have you guys here now. So, um,
I'm gonna talk him into Monday instead of Sunday.
I would do Monday. It's just fucking Monday. I get home from work so late because these meetings go so late, but I don't know. I'm probably gonna work remotely on Monday so I can get shit done, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Um, but thanks, Keisha, for chatting with me. Thank you all for watching. Like, subscribe, share with all your friends, and until next time, stay followed, stay tuned, and stay bitter. Bye, guys.